The following is a presentation of Saginaw Spirit Hockey. The Spirit are set to take the ice. But first, get all the game day information you need. It's time for Countdown to Face-Off on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey, WSGW.
It's another great night for some Saginaw Spirit hockey, and the countdown is on as the Spirit kick off an East Division road trip visiting the Peterborough Petes. Good evening, everybody. Jonathan Dent here in the Stormmaster Exterior Studios. Dylan Clark is standing by the Town Place Suites by Marriott broadcast booth, and we'll head over there soon. But first, the Spirit are flying high and looking to keep the good times rolling after a road win against the Erie Otters on Saturday. Saginaw scored in the first minute of every period, and it started with James Go lighting the lamp just 46 seconds into the game off a cross-ice setup from Klepov and Barabanov.
Regroup at center ice. This is Klepov down the wing again. Now for Barabanov. Drives the middle. Takes the shot. They score! James Go from the bottom of the left wing circle. 46 seconds into the hockey game, and the Spirit defenseman gives Saginaw the 1-0 lead.
The Otters looked to respond about halfway through the period with a rush along the right side. A scramble at the post led to a loose puck coming out to Lucas Ambrosio alone in the slot, but Stepan Shurigan got the stick up to deny the chance.
Puts it up to McLean. A Gretton, a cross-ice pass. Michael Deck can't handle it off the boards. And so Xander Valeris now put back in front. Deck on the steal. Loose puck right in front. They can't jam it home. Loose open net. Great save. Oh, Shurigan with the paddle.
Levi Harper extended the lead to 2 off a nearly identical play as Go's opener from Barabanov and Zhilkin to close out the first. And the Spirit struck early in the second again with Nikita Klepov cashing in on a Zhilkin zone entry for his 25th of the season.
Zhilkin into the offensive end. Top of the circle. Drops back. Open net. They score. Nikita Klepov. A great feed from Zhilkin. Klepov makes no mistake.
Erie scored in the final minutes of the frame, but Saginaw made it 3 for 3 in the first minutes with an Igor Barabanov tally just 26 seconds into the third, cleaning up a rebound from Klepov during some 4-on-4 time.
Braden Jones now back for Klepov. The late man into the right wing circle. Klepov darts back in front there. Barabanov slams it home. Klepov knifes his way through everybody to find Igor Barabanov on the near goal post. A goal at 4-on-4. Barabanov.
A few minutes later, a couple bobbled pucks at the Spirit blue line was nabbed by Carson Harmer up to Jacob Cloutier, and he took it all the way in to extend his scoring streak to 6 in a row. Then a power play goal from Dima Zhilkin 5 minutes later sealed the deal for Saginaw.
Calm pass up high for Barabanov that bounced on him, but he settles it down and moves it over to the far side. Nikita Klepov down to the goal line. Bumper to the middle. They score. Perfectly executed. From the goal line, Carson Harmer finds Dima Zhilkin.
Stepan Shurigan stopped 41 out of 42, and Nikita Klepov's 4-point night helped him secure both the OHL's Player and Rookie of the Week and put his team back in the win column. Tonight, the Spirit look to stay there as they travel to Peterborough to face off against the Petes. This will be the first of the 3-game road trip through the OHL's East Division, and it won't be an easy one. The Petes currently sit 4th in their conference with a 24-16, 1-2 record for 51 points. The Saginaw's 16-23-4, good for 8th in the Western Conference, just 1 point behind Guelph and Owen Sound in the playoff runnings. These two teams haven't seen each other yet in this 2-game season series. They both won 6 out of their last 10, and they're both looking to improve their playoff positioning as the postseason looms on the horizon. When we come back, Dylan talks with Spirit head coach Chris Lazary in Coach's Corner. This is Saginaw Spirit Countdown to Face-Off on 100.5 FM WSGW.
Garber is your local Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram dealer. Family owned, locally trusted. And we're more than the place you buy your vehicle. We're where your vehicle is serviced by factory-trained technicians with the highest standards. We have everything you need, even tires. Get it all at your local Jeep and Ram dealer. Garber, Bay Road, Saginaw. Online 24/7 at GarberCDJR.com.
Everybody knows you'll do better at Garber.
If you're a homeowner, you have plenty to think about, like cleaning the gutters, investigating that banging noise, deciding which flowers to plant this year. One thing about being a homeowner you can think less about, questions about home insurance when you have State Farm. Your local State Farm agent is there to help you understand your coverage options and choose the protection that meets your needs, so you can focus on your home, and we'll focus on helping protect it.
Contact State Farm agent Scott Seaman to create your personal price plan today.
Your active life depends on healthy muscles, bones, and joints. When pain arises, My Michigan Health is your go-to place. Our comprehensive musculoskeletal team offers the latest in surgical and non-surgical treatments and includes experts in specialized orthopedics and sports medicine. Whether your pain originates from your knee, hip, hand, elbow, shoulder, ankle, or foot, our experts can help. With more than 50 providers across 21 locations in central and northern Michigan, we're dedicated to keeping you active. Learn more at mymichigan.org/MSK.
When you're ready for checking that earns interest and gives you perks, Merc Perks Plus from Mercantile Bank is here. With a competitive interest rate and perks like travel services, cashback rewards, and identity protection, Merc Perks Plus has everything you need for your busy lifestyle. Merc Perks Plus also offers discounts on consumer loans and access to almost 40,000 fee-free MoneyPass ATMs. So when you're ready for perks, Merc is here. Learn more at mercbank.com/mercperksplus. Member FDIC.
Now, get inside analysis directly from the Spirit coaching staff. This is Coach's Corner.
Coach's Corner is a Spirit starting out this road trip on Thursday night against the Peterborough Pete's, joined again by Spirit head coach Chris Lazary. And Coach, a couple days removed from a big 6-1 win over the Erie Otters. Just some notes from that trip in general that weekend through Kitchener and Erie. What were some of the biggest positives you pulled from that game?
I mean, the Erie game, the Kitchener game, didn't like that we blew a 4-2 lead, but a lot of good little things. I mean, they're one of the best teams in the league, arguably the best. And I thought not far off for our group, for us to have to play a game against a team like that. But the Erie game, more stuff we're trying to work on. I mean, I like our group. Our goal right now, our mission here is to try to finish in 6th and then upset that first round. And then I hear the guys in the room today doing the math, what it takes to catch 5th. So, and I like it. It's a big step ahead of us, but a win tonight, we should arguably leave here, I think, 1 point up on those teams for 6, and then we got to hold it the rest of the year and try to gain ground on what looks like it's going to be London. So lots of positives out of the last weekend, but a real tough challenge this weekend. We'll see where we're at.
41 saves from Stepan Strugan in that game. Do you notice the guys play a little bit more, not relaxed, but a little bit more confidently when they know that they've got that performance behind them in net?
Yeah, I don't like some of the scoring chances we're giving up, and I don't think that's for guys being lax on because of our goalie, but it is nice to know if we give something up or when we're playing in a game, goaltending isn't going to be our issue. I think he's obviously established himself as one of the elite goalies in the league. He's been really, really good for us, and we're going to continue to need him to turn in big time performances. When you're a younger team, you will give up some chances, mainly because of strength. A lot of our ones, we just can't get the puck stopped up low. We can't get that 19 or 20-year-old up against the glass so play stays alive and then ends up in the slot. And it's something we're working on. But that, again, we just went back and watched our old team that won the Memorial Cup. We watched the core of that group 2 years prior, and it's a lot like this, strength issues.
Ryan Hanrahan, 8th game back in the lineup here tonight after missing time with an injury. Where do you see his progression? Is he back to a point where he's playing like he's comfortable and taking the next step in his development?
Yeah, I think that line's been great. Stewie's come in and stabilized him, which has been good. 19-year-old that leadership and just played a lot of games and played in conference finals and championship caliber games. He brings that to that line. And then you got 2 16-year-old kids. Geldy's been phenomenal as a centerman. I think Hanny's going to be a centerman at the end of the day, but with Harms ahead of him and Barb's ahead of him, put him on the wing, try to look for opportunities to slide him down the middle. But he's been great, man. He's a big boy. He skates well. He's making a ton of plays. He's learning how to compete. When he's on the ice, I don't feel like a 16-year-old's out on the ice. I feel like he's that 17, 18, he's maturing. And we've challenged that group. For us to want to do something special here, they're going to have to play 17, 18-year-olds, and they got to take those steps. We got to put them in the minutes, but they've got to develop and defend and check and all those things, which they have.
James Go makes his last stop here in Peterborough, where his OHL career began. When you think back to when you picked him up in that trade a number of years ago, just how far has he come, and how different is James now versus the player you thought you might be able to turn him into?
Yeah, I remember watching tape on his draft here. We liked him. Well, obviously, we didn't get him because Peterborough took him, but we found a way. Dave found a way in a trade to acquire his rights, and he's been great. He came in, he was quiet. Off the ice, he's definitely not anymore. He's got a lot more voice to him, which is good. But his game is mature-wise. You always saw he had the ability to be a difference maker in this league. And I don't know, it was confidence, it was just opportunity. But I think, I'm lucky. I feel lucky that we kept him through the deadline because of what he's done for the back end there, and just gives us a chance to have an older defenseman that can make a lot of plays and play in all situations to help our young guys through and show them the way. And with where our young decor is now, like, he's such a valuable piece, and we'll miss him when he's gone. I've enjoyed coaching him, and I'm hoping we still have a special run left in this year.
And lastly, the start of a long road trip for you guys. Just how important are these where you're so far from home for a long time? You got some really challenging opponents here on this swing through the eastern part of the league. Just, how much does this kind of teach guys over a 4 or 5 day stretch?
Well, I mean, it's part of their development, right? To play on the road, 3 and 4, travel, coming off travel last week. There is going to be some late nights as you go from this city to the next, and it's hard, man. And you're eating meal. I think it's hard, but it's part of it. Everyone goes through it, and like you said, none of the games in this league are easy. Even the Erie game, like, you look at that and be like, oh, if it wasn't a 6-1 game, like, we had some big stops, could have been a different story. So these 3 teams are hard to play against. One of them is the best in the league. This Peterborough team here believes they have a chance to win it. They've added players. They're going to be tough. And then Kingston, like, well coached. I think Manor does a great job. A lot of pro qualities in that group. Structured. They compete. They got guys that can hurt you. Like, we have our hands full, but we're going game at a time here. We believe in our group. We think we're a hard team to play against if we play our way, and that's what I'm hoping we see.
Coach, appreciate the time. Good luck tonight. That's Chris Lasry. Saginaw starts out the trip in Peterborough. Back after this on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
Find space at Frankenmuth Spring Hill Suites, where you can savor your time away with the little extras that are included. Each studio suite features extra room to spread out when on the road with your family or your team. Airy beds are piled high with pillows for that little bit of extra comfort. And an innovative 3-in-1 trundle sofa provides even more sleeping options. Book your next stay at Spring Hill Suites by Marriott, where every room is more than a room.
Too many people end up in the retirement penalty box, paying more in taxes, missing out on healthcare options, or skating without a plan. At McIntosh & Associates, we help keep your game sharp with clear, personalized retirement strategies. Let's build a plan that works in every period of life. Call 989-692-2200 or visit wealthmichigan.com. McIntosh & Associates. Retirement made clear.
As a business, a roof over your head is just as important as the products you create. At Versatile Flat Roofing, our membrane roofs have provided safety and security to businesses in the Great Lakes Bay region for over 10 years. Our quality of production in low-sloped flat roofing systems made Versatile Flat Roofing the 2024 Michigan Elite Contractor of the Year. With more than 1,500 roofs installed and 75% of clients coming from repeats and referrals, customer satisfaction is at the heart of the job. For more information on keeping the roof over your head safe and secure, visit VersatileFlatRoofing.com today. That's VersatileFlatRoofing.com.
From making athletic footwear stronger and lighter to powering the future of electric racing vehicles, material science and R&D are the MVPs of innovation. At Dow, we collaborate with customers and partners to tackle a wide range of sports product challenges with cutting-edge advancements in technology. Dow's innovations can help to improve performance and sustainability throughout the world of sports. Dow, at the intersection of sports and science.
Yeah, I know. It's officially still winter out there, but that doesn't mean you can't have fun in the sun. Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea knows how to turn up your day drinking fun all year long. I mean, there's even a sun on those bright yellow cans. Twisted Tea is made with real brewed tea and a 5% kick of alcohol, which goes down smooth. So whether you're knee-deep in snow or making footprints in the sand, be sure to look for Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea in the bright yellow cans. Keep it twisted.
Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly.
This is Saginaw Spirit Hockey on 100.5 FM WSGW, Carlton, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland.
The first leg of this road trip through the OHL's Eastern Conference starts tonight from the Peterborough Memorial Center here in Peterborough. The Saginaw Spirit, their only visit to this building on the season, and they look to continue the high-flying offense that they found last weekend in Erie. Hi, everybody. My name's Dylan Clark. Thanks so much for being with us here tonight. A homecoming of sorts for a couple of Spirit players. James Goh was drafted here back in 2021. Graydon Jones grew up not far down the road in Fraserville, Ontario. All of that aside, this is still game number 44 out of 68 in the season for a Saginaw Spirit hockey team that sits in 8th place in the Western Conference. They've moved to a younger hockey club, but still have their eyes set on the postseason. You heard Chris Lazary talk about the possibility of 6th or even 5th place by the time the playoffs come around. Make no mistake, this is a year about development, but there's still very much a focus on winning hockey games. We'll take a look at our starting lineups for tonight's game. Brought to you by Saginaw Valley State University, your community-engaged university in the Great Lakes Bay region. The Peterborough Petes enter this game 4th in the OHL's Eastern Conference, 24 victories on the season. They will start out with Adam Novotny, the number 12 ranked North American skater according to NHL Central Scouting, going into this year's draft. He starts on the left side. Adam Levac at center, and the first overall pick in this year's OHL priority selection, Caden McGregor at right wing. It'll be Caleb Hartnell on the back end alongside the Peterborough captain, Carson Cameron. For Chris Lazary and the Saginaw Spirit, the second line starts out. Brody Papoy on the left side with Carson Harmer and Jacob Kluche. The Peterborough native, Braden Jones on the back end alongside Blake Barnes to start. Your starting lineups brought to you by Saginaw Valley State University. We'll send you back to Jonathan in the studio for a look around the out-of-town scoreboard before we drop the puck here from the Peterborough Memorial Center.
Thank you very much, Dylan. Out-of-town scores this evening brought to you by Buffalo Wild Wings. Kind of an interesting one here. Saginaw, the only Western Conference team in action around the Ontario Hockey League. There are 3 games, but 5 out of the 6 teams involved are from the East. The Barrie Colts, currently second in their conference, facing off against the Niagara Ice Dogs. That game happening in St. Catharines, home of the Ice Dogs. Who find themselves 6th place in the Eastern Conference. The Brantford Bulldogs, who really got out to a nice start on the season, are now in 3rd in the Eastern Conference. They're visiting the 5th place North Bay Battalion here tonight. Peterborough Petes, who the Saginaw Spirit are facing off against, currently sitting in 4th place in the East. We'll take a look at those conference standings a little bit later on. In NHL action, the Detroit Red Wings playing tonight, visiting the Minnesota Wild. That game not until 9:30 this evening, so we might catch the beginning of it as we're doing our post-game coverage, but we've got a long way to go before that. Puck drop between the Saginaw Spirit and the Peterborough Petes coming up on the other side of this break here on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
Get it all at Garber Chevrolet Saginaw. It's more than just better prices. It's better financing, better selection, and a better overall experience. Our expert technicians are factory trained to the highest standards, keeping your vehicle in top condition. And we have everything for your automotive needs, even tires. Get to Garber Chevy Saginaw today and see how you get it all at Garber. Gratiot Road, Saginaw. Online, GarberChevroletSaginaw.com. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
Looking for the perfect place for your loved one to thrive? At Traditions of Saginaw, we offer comfort, care, and community. It's a senior living hat trick. Whether it's enjoying delicious, chef-prepared meals, personalized support, or fun events, Traditions of Saginaw feels like home. Schedule your tour today and see why families trust us for peace of mind and vibrant living. Learn more at traditionsofsaginaw.com or call to schedule a tour today. Traditions of Saginaw. Welcome home.
We're Durolast. We make the world's best roof. As one of the country's largest roofing manufacturers, we have locations across North America. But for more than 40 years, Saginaw has been our home. Like Saginaw, Durolast has a can-do, never-quit attitude. And just like Saginaw, our people make us strong. Innovative, resilient. That's the spirit of Saginaw. That's Durolast, the world's best roof.
Did you know the University of Michigan Flint is the fastest growing public university in the state? How do we do it? Access to top-ranked degree programs and one of the largest alumni networks. Access to small class sizes with renowned U of M professors. And access to the Go Blue free tuition guarantee. Because sometimes in life where you're going depends on where you go. Learn more about our growth at uofmflint.edu.
Disability Network Mid-Michigan promotes and encourages independence for all people with disabilities. Our vision is to create accessible and inclusive communities where everyone has opportunities to live the life they choose. Whether you're looking for a job, skills to become self-sufficient, trying to find the right assistive technology, or know someone who wants to move out of a nursing facility, we are here for you. Contact Disability Network Mid-Michigan today. The disability experts in your community.
Henry the Hockey Dog loves food and he loves people, which is why Rescue Ministries is partnering with Henry to provide 5,000 meals to our homeless neighbors. It costs $3 to provide a warm meal at the mission, and Henry is asking for your help. Right, Henry? Text Henry 2025 to 50155 to make a donation. Caravan Facilities Management also cares and is willing to match your donation right now. Help Henry provide a meal and consider donating today.
I have said, look, we can't sit here and just talk about politics all day, every day.
The Art Lewis Show.
There's too much else going on in the community, and we're part of the community. So it's our responsibility to bring up issues in the community, both positives and once in a while negatives. You take the good with the bad. I was interviewed, a year and a half ago, asked me, are there many people in the state that do this anymore? And the answer, unfortunately, is no. There's not a lot of it anymore.
The Art Lewis Show. Weekday mornings at 9 on WSGW. Spirit Hockey
Harmer holds it out wide. Centers. Kluchek scores!
lives
Looking for the stretch pass to Jilkin. It'll pop off the wall and lay down for him. Jilkin scores!
here.
Picked up by Harmer. In with speed. Carson Harmer shoots. He scores! Carson Harmer!
The radio home of your Saginaw Spirit is WSGW 100.5 FM. Spirit Hockey is brought to you in part by Garber Automotive Group, Saginaw Valley State University, Dow, Frankenmuth Insurance, Saginaw Bay Underwriters, NetSource One, Delta College, Corning, Go Great Lakes Bay, Herman Hisson Company, Frankenmuth Convention and Visitors Bureau, DML Property Management, My Michigan Health, Independent Bank, Buffalo Wild Wings, Stormmaster Exteriors, IBEW Local 557, Michigan Sugar Company, Jets Pizza, Raymond, the Great Lakes Loons, Applebee's, Stanley Steamer, your local State Farm agents, and Meyer. Now it's game time. Live from the rink to your radio. Here is the first period play-by-play with the voice of Saginaw Spirit Hockey, Dylan Clark.
Thursday night here from the Peterborough Memorial Center. The first time on the season that the Saginaw Spirit will meet the Peterborough Petes, and the only time they'll do it here in this building. Game number 44 out of 68 for both of these two hockey clubs. Saginaw, 8th place in the OHL's Western Conference. Peterborough, 4th in the East. We take a look at our starting goaltenders for tonight's game, brought to you by NetSource One, the official technology provider of the Saginaw Spirit. Easton Rye grew up here in Peterborough. Grandparents have been season ticket holders to the Petes since well before he was born. He's going to make his 35th appearance for his hometown Peterborough Petes tonight, second in the Ontario Hockey League with 23 wins. Saginaw with Stepan Shurigan again, fresh off a 41-save performance against the Erie Otters last Saturday. That was the best single-game performance of his OHL career so far. Nobody has played more minutes or made more saves in the OHL than Stepan Shurigan this season. This is his 38th appearance. Your officials tonight brought to you by WNAM TV5. David Elford and TJ Hunter are the referees. Riley Clipper and Justine Todd will work the lines. Saginaw in the traveling whites, navy blue and red throughout. The Peterborough Petes and the classic maroons here on home ice. Carson Harmer against Adam Levac. And our Delta College opening faceoff has us underway, and a penalty to start off this hockey game just 3 seconds in. Did not even get the puck out of the center ice faceoff circle. Adam Novotny stands back up after getting tangled with Jacob Cloutier. A high sticking penalty to the Winnipeg Jets prospect. Just 3 seconds into the contest. Cloutier guilty of the infraction. It'll just be a 2-minute minor. So the Spirit will go to their first Stormmaster Exteriors penalty kill here in this game. And the Peterborough Pete set up shop. Center point. This is Lutz. Back over to Kieran Walton. Down to the goal line. Back to Walton, right wing circle. Their biggest trade deadline acquisition from the Sudbury Wolves. Walton goes cross ice. Novotny ducks back in behind the Spirit net. That puck handcuffed and batted out towards center ice by the defenseman, Xander Valeris. Saginaw gets some fresh legs on here for this first penalty kill. Not even a minute into the hockey game. Cloutier in the box for high sticking. Brought back ahead. Jonas Lutz. Handcuffed. Pocket picked. Here's Barabanov on a shorthanded break. That'll be taken away by Adam Novotny. And moved up the right side. This is Levac. Into the offensive zone for the Petes. Trying to hit the late man. But Lutz sees that off his right skate and back out into Peterborough real estate. Minute 9 seconds left on the high sticking call to Saginaw's Cloutier. Spirit penalty kill, 19th in the OHL this season at 75%. The Petes just a click shy of 25%. That's fourth best in the OHL, 24.9. Here's a centering feed as they break into the offensive zone with speed. And it's a pad save by Stepan Shurigan to shut down the overager Matthew Soto right on the doorstep and bring up a defensive zone faceoff. First shot of the hockey game that Shurigan has seen. First chance on the power play, and it comes with speed. Down the left wing boards and a centering pass. The second power play unit here for Peterborough head coach Rob Wilson gets to go to work. Aiden Young, former first-round pick of Saginaw back in 2023, came over to Peterborough in the Owen Beck deal. They win the draw, but Saginaw steals, and here's Klepov, fed in by Zhilkin in a long shot. Off the stick of Klepov, turned aside by Easton Rye. Dimas Zhilkin takes control in the Peterborough end, then goes back out to James Go. D-to-D pass, Blake Barnes. 37 seconds left in the Saginaw penalty kill. Klepov into the offensive zone, surrounded by Petes, and gets the puck back in deep. He was handcuffed there by Soto, but got it back out of danger. Now Klepov trying to shrug Matthew Perreault off this puck, and here come the Peterborough power play men back into the offensive zone as Soto drops it there for Cameron. That shot goes off the leg of Saginaw's Barnes, and then to the near side corner. 15 to go on the Spirit penalty kill. Petes go out of the corner, looking for Aiden Young in the right wing circle. That one knocked aside. Petes have it on the boards. Caden McGregor, first overall pick in this year's priority selection, and the point shot kicked down off the stick of Perreault by the Spirit netminder Shurigan. Klepov back up now. This is Jensen Geldart. Cloutier's out of the box, and a Geldart shot will ricochet off the stick of Matthew Perreault. Saginaw back at even strength. No score here. 17:48 to go in the first period from Peterborough. Aiden Young will drop this back off for his captain, Carson Cameron, in behind the Peterborough goal. Ben Radley now signed his standard player agreement with the Peterborough Petes earlier today. Played 6 games between Brantford and Sudbury earlier this season. He'll throw this into the Spirit end on the backhand. Defenseman wears 2 in maroon. As Saginaw tries to move the puck out of the defensive zone, it'll be intercepted at center ice. This is Garrett Fraser, the former Erie Otter, turning back in Peterborough real estate. To his partner who came over in the trade, Brent Hammond, kick to the middle. This is Ben Radley looking back toward a big-time collision as Josh Glavin knocks one of the Petes breaking towards the net off the puck. This is Levi Harper leading the Spirit counterattack in for Bodie Stewart. Backhander floated in front. This one knocked down by Garrett Fraser. Stewart in to try and pick his pocket, though he can't do it. Ben Radley leads the outlet pass up for Brent Hammond. Faulkner in the neutral zone run into by the Peterborough native Saginaw's Graydon Jones. Jones out of his D zone. Up to Brody Papoy. Crosses center red. Breaks onto the left wing and into the offensive zone to the left wing faceoff circle. Throws it in front. That one right onto the stick there of Hartnell. He's going to take this out of danger, then back behind the Peterborough net, but hounded by Kluche and Harmer. They do get the puck out of danger, and this is Lutz again up the right side. Drew Roscoe moves over to cut off Leon Kolarek as the Petes bring it into the Spirit end. 16:20 to go. No score here in this first period from the Peterborough Memorial Center. Cameron will keep things in the offensive zone for Peterborough. Back down low and underneath. Francis Parrish goes to work against Roscoe in the far side corner. Bouncing puck is picked up by Saginaw's Graydon Jones off the end wall. Then it's Drew Roscoe again. Hits the outlet pass. Brody Papoy skates it up to Saginaw's blue line. Then into the offensive zone. Takes a bump and fires it back in behind the Peterborough net. Saginaw gets a line change. Caleb Hartnell up the near side. Igor Barabanov will steal for Saginaw. James Go up the right wing. Nikita Klepov brings it. Drop pass behind the back. Right wing. This is Barabanov. The trailing shot there from James Go. Sent wide from the top of the circles. Off the boards, Harper. That one intercepted by Caden McGregor. Trying to split the Saginaw defense. He's taken down by Harper. Play continues. McGregor hits Harper into the Spirit net. The puck back now in the neutral zone. Zhilkin is knocked off of it. This goes all the way back down into the Peterborough zone. And finally, play will be whistled dead as the Saginaw net was dislodged. 15:26 to go here in the first period. Rob Wilson, Peterborough's head coach in his 8th season, now behind the Pete's bench. Not a fan of the collision between Levi Harper and Caden McGregor. It'll be an offensive zone face-off, It'll be an offensive zone face-off, but not for the team we anticipated. It'll be for Saginaw, as McGregor came back and pushed Harper into the Spirit net. That's what dislodged it. So the face-off comes all the way back down. That's where the puck was when play was finally blown dead. It was deep in Peterborough real estate. Barabanov, Zhilkin, and Klepov. 10 points between the three of them last Saturday night against the Erie Otters. They're unable to win this offensive zone face-off. Pete's go D to D and out to center. It's gloved down by Barabanov, but poked away by Levac. Chased down in the D zone. This is Levi Harper. 2 points shy from tying Zane Parek's rookie D scoring record in Saginaw. Moves the puck to Nikita Klepov, and the long shoot in is picked up off the end boards by Dima Zhilkin. Hit by Cameron. Zhilkin moves the puck for Barabanov. Zhilkin gets right back into Cameron. Barabanov tries to help him move the puck off. This is Levac. Now Hartnell stolen there by Nikita Klepov with the pass up to the point. Splits the two Spirit defenders, so Shurigan will have to come out of his net to move the puck to Levi Harper. Barabanov on the pass from James Go. Stepped into in the neutral zone. Puck comes back to James Go. The pass misfired for Levi Harper. He just shovels it up to Brody Najim. Trying to duck down the right side. Shouldered by Ben Radley. Sawyer Schmidt locks up with Garrett Fraser back in behind the Peterborough net. Fourth line comes on here for Saginaw. Najim and Schmidt centered by Carson Harmer. And Schmidt works out of the right wing corner. Finds Harper between the dots. Near side. Glavin the shot, and a glove save made by Easton Rye. On the shot from Glavin from just outside the left wing faceoff circle. 14:22 to go in the first period. Second shot on goal for the Spirit in this game. And their highest danger scoring opportunity. The chance from Glavin. 11 forwards and 7 defensemen again tonight for Chris Lazary. No Uri Rouser. He's a healthy scratch. And Liam Storch did not travel with the team as he recovers from an upper body injury. He's back in Saginaw. So we'll see Harmer rotate through here on the, again, quote-unquote fourth line with Najim and Sawyer Schmidt as they've got to regroup from their own blue line. This is angled back in by Sawyer Schmidt, former Buffalo Junior Sabre. Trying to knock that puck off the boards. He was cut off by Kieran Walton. And this one pushed ahead into the offensive zone by Peterborough's Matthew Perreault. Shouldering there with Blake Barnes. Harmer comes over to help out for Saginaw. Soto moves it over. Left wing. Walton the shot. That one high over the shoulder of Shurigan and into the glass. Back in behind the Saginaw goal. Blake Barnes stepped into by Walton. Forced the turnover. Soto trying to go back down with Walton. Stolen by Barnes and moved over to his partner, Graydon Jones, who gets hammered back in the Spirit end, but he pops right back up. Heavy collision on that one. I believe it was Faulkner, and then Jones gets hauled down behind the play. Now the left point shot by Marintet goes wide. Rebound off the wall. Walton spins it there, and a pad save made by Shurigan. Kieran Walton out of the corner. Perreault, point shot, tipped on goal and just over the head of Stepan Shurigan, and then McCallum comes over and rocks Sawyer Schmidt. 2 big hits by McCallum on this shift. Puck is picked up by Carson Harmer at the neutral zone. Cuts back, looking to kill some time here and get his line mates a breather. He's going to find Ryan Hanrahan at the offensive blue line. Pushed back in by Bodie Stewart. Strange bounce off the end wall. Tanasi Marantet on it there for the Peterborough Petes. Ryan Hanrahan looks to throw a shoulder into him. 2 against 2, now 3 against 2. The Petes have the numbers advantage in the near side corner. Bodie Stewart trying to mine this puck out. It'll be taken by Peterborough's Brett Hammond. Back behind the net of his goaltender, Easton Rye. Cut off by Saginaw's Hanrahan. Now the puck moved back up to Jensen Gelnart in the neutral zone. Gets that puck around Lutz, but Lutz will pick his pocket on the second opportunity, and he's back in behind the Peterborough goal. 12:27 to go. No score here in the first period. A couple of big-time collisions, though, as the Peterborough Petes throw the body around. This is Ben Radley back in behind the net of Easton Rye again. Garrett Fraser, fresh off the Peterborough bench, swings from in behind the net. Skates this puck back up to neutral ice and fires it down the right side. In behind Stepan Shurigan. Saginaw's captain, Dima Zhilkin, makes some room for Bodie Stewart. Drew Roscoe, the defenseman, leading the charge through the neutral zone. Off some skates, picked up by Saginaw's Barabanov. He's hit there by Ben Radley. And the Petes take it back the other direction. This is Leon Kolarek to put it back in behind Stepan Shurigan's net. James Go for his captain. Zhilkin moves the rolling puck to Roscoe. Return to Zhilkin. It's in his skates. He's got to stop up at the red line and air this puck back out. It'll be skated into by James Go. Tries to get out of the way of that hit. That was a punishing collision there with Garrett Fraser, who's got some more for James Go coming back through the neutral zone. Here come the Petes back into the offensive end. Kolarek has another collision in front of the Spirit net. Sees, looks like Francis Parrish locked up with Josh Glavin. This goes back in behind the Spirit net. Kolarek on the far side wall, shouldered into by Glavin. Nearly 9 minutes gone in the first period, no score. Barabanov there for James Go. Klepov picked up by Josh Glavin. Trying to backhand this puck away from Caden McGregor. Puts him into the boards right in front of Saginaw's bench. Now this one from James Go looking for the head man. It does not go in as an icing. Klepov got in to pick the pocket there of Carson Cameron. But the Petes move it back up. McGregor settles it down at the offensive blue line. Now here's a chance for Levac. This shot, and a save is made by Stepan Shurigan. He hangs on as it hit him right in the crest. 10:53 left in this first period. 3 shots to 2 in favor of Peterborough. Quite a few hits as well. The physicality is the story of the first period. We're back to the PMC in a moment here on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
If you're a homeowner, you have plenty to think about, like cleaning the gutters, investigating that banging noise, deciding which flowers to plant this year. One thing about being a homeowner you can think less about, questions about home insurance when you have State Farm. Your local State Farm agent is there to help you understand your coverage options and choose the protection that meets your needs, so you can focus on your home, and we'll focus on helping protect it.
Contact State Farm agent Ryan Coe to create your personal price plan today.
Hi, this is Jacob Lutze, and you're listening to Saginaw Spirit Hockey on 100.5 FM WSGW.
It's a homecoming of sorts for a couple of Spirit players. Graydon Jones grew up in Fraserville, not far from Peterborough. James Go spent the first portion of his OHL career here. However, it has been a bit of a rough ride for those two players, as some really heavy collisions have been the story of this young first period. Jones got a heavy hit from Braden McCallum, Peterborough's penalty minute leader this year with 69. And James Go got the hit from Garrett Fraser. This right now is work towards the Spirit net after an offensive zone faceoff for Peterborough. Caden McGregor turns this one back in behind the Saginaw net. Josh Glavin races there, breaks that puck up. Xander Valeris, look out, turnover. Perreault, the shot, bailed out by the glove of Stepan Shurigan. Valeris nose to nose with Francis Parrish here. They'll go their separate ways. But a pass towards the middle for Valeris, was looking for a bit of a release valve there. Does not find the friendly white sweater that he was looking for. Instead, right onto the tape of Matthew Perreault, Peterborough's second-round pick in this year's priority selection. Face off in the right wing circle again of the Spirit, and this time Saginaw's won it, and they'll draw a penalty. As James Go gets hauled down, Caden McGregor will be guilty of tripping. 10:33 left in this first period. Still no score. McGregor to the box, as he just got the skate tied up around the stick tied up around the skates of James Go. So Saginaw to the IBEW local 557 power play. They have ascended quite rapidly here. 7th best in the Ontario Hockey League, 22.1% on the season. As they've got an opportunity to take advantage of an early chance here. Carson Harmer between Kluche and Barabanov, Klepov and Zhilkin at the points. The 5-forward power play unit has been the go-to for Chris Lazary ever since the trade deadline, and it's worked quite well. Peterborough wins the D-zone faceoff, fired down the ice by Garrett Fraser. And this off the boards after hitting the goaltender Stepan Shurigan. He's going to dump this off back behind his own net. Shilkin patiently outwaits Brennan Faulkner, gets it back, throws it near side. Carson Harmer over the offensive line. Harmer into the dot. The centering feed is broken up. Shilkin tries to get after his man Soto. Puck back to the left point. Here's Barabanov over. Klepov one-timer. That gets deflected into the glass. Settled by Shilkin. Left circle, then up high. Barabanov over to Klepov again. Handcuffed on the one-time chance. Pursued, though, into the corner was Garrett Fraser. So the Spirit take over the puck again. Barabanov has it stolen. Here's a chance for Soto. He's going to be held up. Delayed penalty is coming against Barabanov. Soto gets the shot away while falling. It's swallowed up by Stepan Shurigan, but that'll be it for the Spirit power play. Barabanov will get tagged for holding here. Saginaw only got 45 seconds out of that power play. The start of a good power play there for the Spirit, but the turning puck back to the point was read well by Matthew Soto, former 5th overall pick of the Kingston Frontenacs back in 2021. Overage player now here with the Petes, 37 points in 43 games, on track for a career high, and he helps get things even at 4-on-4 for a little over a minute here. Novotny in the offensive zone for Peterborough. Left circle shot goes off the outside of the goal. Kieran Walton, 22 in maroon, picks things up here for the Petes. 6'6", left shot forward, takes things right down the right wing, and that one, a pass towards the middle, got foiled by Graydon Jones. 2 against 2 now in the near side corner of the battle for the puck. Pocket picked by Ryan Hanrahan, trying to go north. Graydon Jones helps get it out to Jensen Geldart at center red. Geldart doubles back into the Spirit zone. Little head fake to open up some room for himself. Now Graydon Jones just inside the offensive blue line. Tossed that one right onto the stick of Kieran Walton. Second in the OHL in points down the left side. Here come the Petes. The jam towards the front of the net. Matthew Perreault couldn't get that to go. Saginaw's Jones off the end wall for James Go. Petes get a line change. 20 seconds left at 4-on-4. The drop pass is picked up by Dimas Yilkin. Into the offensive zone, he spins. Tries to get away from Garrett Fraser. Gets it back up high from Klepov. Fakes the shot, toe drag, and that shot's fallen off by the shoulder of Ryan. The rebound chance can't be put home by Valeris. Out of the scramble, this is Walton. Back up the right side. Fraser ducks out of the way of a hit from Yilkin. He got clipped a little bit there. 40 seconds here on another Stormmaster Exteriors penalty kill for the Spirit. They get it out off the body of Adam Novotny. Or Carson Cameron, rather. So the Petes regroup here in their defensive end. Perreault back for Matthew Soto, who drew the penalty. Kicked out wide on a pass for Caden McGregor, looking for the back goalpost tap in. That was too far ahead of Aiden Young, and now it'll be a perfect storm as Klepov's going to chase it back out to center. Into the offensive end. Klepov crosses over. Left wing shot tipped on its way there by Yilkin, and a left pad save by Easton Rye. Pete's come back out. 10 seconds on their power play. No score here in the first period. Dimas Yilkin tries to stand things up now down the left side. This is Aiden Young. A shot. That one fought aside. Gloved down by Caden McGregor on a high rebound. Goes back in behind the Spirit net. Settled down by Levi Harper out of the boxes. Barabanov. The pass is gloved down. Fired towards the net. And gloved by Stepan Shurigan. Fast-paced start to this first. 7:41 left in the period. 8 shots to 4 now in favor of Peterborough. Stepan Shurigan has been sharp. Easton Rye had to be sharp as well on that shorthanded opportunity. The Peterborough shot rimmed all the way around the glass. Was able to be picked up by Nikita Klepov and nearly turned into an odd man rush. He and Yilkin get the exchange going. But Easton Rye makes the left pad stop. And so it's a offensive zone try here for Peterborough. Back at even strength, though, the Spirit have killed off both penalties against them so far in this hockey game. Carson Harmer to take this face-off against Giannis Lutz. Peterborough's second-round pick in this year's import draft, the Swiss forward. Saginaw's able to take this draw away, and Kluche is going to fire it back in for Brody Popoy, who is offside, down in just ahead of the play. Delayed call. Now the Petes will throw things down the ice and pick up an icing call. 7:27 to go in the first period as Levi Harper does a flyby of that puck. Harper, 37 points is the target. He's got 35 right now. 37, the most by a Spirit rookie defenseman in a single season. Zane Perek did that in 50 games back in 2022, 2023. Harper right now playing in game number 44. So 2 points shy and 6 games fewer than Perek at the moment. A little bit different. Harper, about 6 months older than Perek at the time. This is back in the Spirit end as Jacob Kluche throws a stretch pass that was broken up before it could get to Harmer, but he's the first man to it in the offensive zone. He's onside as well. Carbon copy of what we just saw when Brody Popoy was the delayed offside man. This will register as a whistled offside. Carson Harmer ahead of the play. Harmer enters the game on a 7-game scoring streak. Jacob Kluche not far behind him. 6 straight games with a point for him. That's a large part of the reason why the Spirit have won 6 out of their last 10 hockey games, 6-4 since coming back from the holiday break. And the Spirit, they know they have one of the most potent first lines in the OHL. Klepov, Zhilkin, Barabanov. A lot of talent on the second line as well. Carson Harmer finished second in rookie scoring last year. Jacob Kluche was a second all-rookie squad named player in last year's season. As the Spirit backhand this out of play right off the faceoff, we'll have to pause the second line conversation, as it is a member of this second line who's going to be guilty of the delay of game call, and it is Carson Harmer who will sit down here. 7:06 left in this first period. Penalty trouble here for the Spirit to their third Stormmaster Exteriors penalty kill in this game. Chaos off the draw. Harmer's just trying to backhand it off the glass and out to center ice. Misjudged. Over the glass it goes. 7:06 left in this first period. No score, but a 9-4 shot advantage for the Peterborough Petes. Shots on goal brought to you by Frankenmuth Insurance and Saginaw Bay Underwriters. And a chance right off the draw. The puck picked up at the left point by Novotny. Ducks towards the middle. Throws a puck to the near circle. Walton looking back door. That one couldn't be tapped in. I believe an attempted between the legs deflection by Kolarek. Now it's back in behind the Saginaw net. Pass settled down by Walton. Hold up the near side boards at the hash marks. Goes up to the left point. This is Lutz. Stop up and look for a lane. Near side Walton in the circle again. Watched by Saginaw's Glavin. Throws this one cross ice off the wall. Picked up by Novotny. Looks towards the net. Here he comes. Novotny back in behind the goal now. In the right wing circle, finding Walton. Back to Novotny now. Right circle again. Novotny shot that one. Just stick aside by Shurigan. There was some daylight there. Shurigan got a piece. Now back in front. The one-time shot. That stopped by Shurigan on the try from 15 feet. Walton now in the right wing corner. 50 seconds gone on the delay of game penalty to Saginaw's Carson Harmer. The scrum in the near side corner. Puck not moving very much. Finally pulled out by Saginaw's Zhilkin. Gotten away, but held by Lutz at the line. Fakes the shot. Sweeps it near side. That pass doesn't connect with Walton. Now back in behind the Saginaw net. Josh Glavin trying to get the Spirit out of danger here. Now to the corner again. Walton looking up high. That one intercepted by Klepov. Taken to Zhilkin. Now gets to center red, and a long shoot-in is blocker to the near side boards by the goaltender Easton Rye. 36 to go on the Spirit penalty kill. Perot drops this back for Soto. Here come the Petes into the offensive end. Aiden Young through Igor Barabanov. Young stops up in the left wing corner. Down to the circle. Back to the boards. Then in behind the goal. Young gets it back on the return feed. Then off the wall, he's going to lay it there up top, left point. This is Perot. The shot into traffic, fought off by Shurigan, finds the rebound and reels it right in. You get a whistle and a stoppage here with 5:20 left in this first period. 14 seconds left on the Carson Harmer minor penalty for a delay of game. Great work as the Petes go to move that puck up and down the far side boards. And Shurigan makes the save with the chest. That puck popped out and was a lively rebound for a moment. Shurigan, 6'5", uses that range. Just snap it up with the glove. Looking like a game of hungry hippos inside the Spirit goal crease. Bouncing puck off the face-off. Sets down right in front of Shurigan. Nobody can make sense of it. And finally swatted out to center. All the way down the ice by Saginaw's Bodie Stewart. That'll do it for the Carson Harmer penalty. Saginaw, a little bit of penalty trouble, but they've killed off all three. Still a scoreless game. Carson Cameron brings things in for the Petes. Right shot defenseman lays it back in behind the goaltender. Shurigan hits Levi Harper. Now moves this puck up, and it's taken by Brody Popoy to the middle. Here's a chance. Kluche's got a step. Right wing circle. Shot stopped by Easton Rye. Aiden Young taken down by Brody Popoy. Play continues as this puck is back behind the Peterborough net. Young is there. Reverse hit on Jacob Kluche, and that's going to stun him a little bit. Young with an extra shot for Kluche. Now the puck comes up the near side wall. Soto is stepped up on by James Go. And this is offside. 4:33 left in this first period. No score between the Spirit and the Petes as Aiden Young and Jacob Kluche have their battle. We'll take a quick break. Back to the PMC in a moment here on 100.5 FM, WSGW.
You really do get it all at Garber Chevrolet in Linwood. It's more than just better prices. It's better financing, better selection, and a better overall customer experience that will keep you coming back. We're also where your vehicle is serviced by factory-trained technicians with the highest standards of service. Come see us. Get a better overall experience and lease for less in Linwood. Garber Chevrolet Linwood, M13, north of Bay City. Online, garberlinwood.com. Chevrolet, together. Let's drive.
This is Saginaw Spirit Hockey on 100.5 FM WSGW.
A bit of penalty trouble for the Saginaw Spirit to start this game. 4:33 left in the first period. They've been shorthanded 3 times, but killed every one of them off. Peterborough beats an 11-6 shot advantage here on the Spirit. No score. As this puck from the neutral zone off the face-off is won back into Peterborough real estate. Taken by the defenseman Garrett Fraser. Tanasi Marintet throws it back in on the netminder Stepan Shurigan, who covers for a face-off and gets us down to 4:21 here, remaining in this first period. Saginaw, one of their longest road trips of the season, 358 miles from the Dow Event Center here to the Peterborough Memorial Center. The beginning of what should be an approximately 1,145-mile round trip. Over 100 miles to Kingston from Peterborough for tomorrow's game. 120 more to Ottawa. And well over 500 back to Saginaw on Sunday evening by the time it's all said and done. Here's a point shot by Fraser that goes wide. Pete's back to work in the offensive end again. This one tapped out from behind the Spirit net. Big time hit as Bodie Stewart stepped up on by Garrett Fraser. Tanasi Marintet back in the Pete's end. Was watched there by Jensen Geldart. Ryan Hanrahan waiting to see if a puck comes out. Back and behind the Pete's goal it goes. Fraser for Brent Hammond. Poked after by Hanrahan. Escapes out to center ice and throws his puck in on the backhand. Bouncer hit by Graydon Jones. On the far sidewall, Drew Roscoe bunted out to center ice by Ryan Hanrahan. And a 50-50 puck at center taken out by Jensen Geldart. Trying to drop it off for Roscoe. That misfired. Geldart now at the red line. Hits the man Zhilkin on the ice from the bench. Drops it off for Bodie Stewart. Stewart fakes the turnaround. Now he's in the corner looking to drop things back. It's intercepted by a maroon jersey and sent down the ice here for icing. 3:25 left in this first period. No score still. Garrett Fraser was acquired in a trade with the Erie Otters. He came over with Brent Hammond back on January the 7th and had a chance to speak with Stu Kernan, Peterborough's radio broadcaster, prior to the game, and what stood out more than anything about Fraser's game was the hitting. He's delivered a couple of solid body checks in this game already, as the Petes will clear this down into the Spirit, and no icing this time as it's picked up by Levi Harper. James Go, the long shoot in. It's deflected there by Zhilkin, and Easton Rye nearly played that in the restricted area outside the trapezoid. They've gotten away with one there as Levi Harper tries to keep this in on the backhand. Caden McGregor, pass to the left wing. Adam Levac puts it back into the far side corner of the Spirit end. Levi Harper stolen, but given right back to James Go, and then it's up to Nikita Klepov. Over the right wing, Barabanov into the offensive zone. Pocket picked by Levac. This is taken now by Novotny. Speed down the left side. Here comes Novotny into the left wing circle. Poked after by James Go. Great last moment defensive play there by the Spirit defenseman. 2.5 to go here in this period. Levi Harper on this puck from his own end. Barabanov back up through center ice. Over the offensive blue line. 2 Petes come right over to him. He hangs onto the puck. Turns it to the boards. He gets put into the glass. Levi Harper, likewise, as he gets hit by Novotny. Novotny will backhand this on off the glass end to center, and then it's a hand pass as Levac swatted it on the backhand with his hand up to Francis Parrish. 2:13 to go in the first. Adam Novotny out of Czechia, 8th overall pick in the 2024 import draft. Number 12 ranked North American skater, according to NHL Central Scouting. He is the highest ranked player in this game right now. Nikita Klepov not far behind him at 16. Puck back in the defensive zone here for the Spirit. 2 minutes left in this first period. They're outshot 12-6. Nobody's found the back of the net yet. Puck back in the right wing corner of the Spirit end. Pete's working up the wall. Taken away, Brody Najum off the boards, looking back for Xander Valeris, who gets in and beats out any icing against Perot. Sawyer Schmidt races into the offensive end after it. Brody Najum up high, handles the puck, settles it down, sweeps it over. Right wing circle this shot. Great save by Rye as he robs Jones. Jones back on it on the far board. Spun around by Perot. Knocked down and behind the net. Here's the steal by Jensen Geldart. Left wing circle. Offensive end still. Drops it off for Najum. 1:26 to go in the period. Brody Najum back behind the net and a penalty upcoming. It's going to be for high sticking. Who's it against? Brody Najum had possession. Looks like it'll come against Braden Jones. 2 minutes for high sticking to Jones, and the fourth minor penalty here for the Spirit in this first period. Out of a net front battle. Fourth Stormmaster Exteriors penalty kill here for the Spirit, and they have tempted fate quite a few times. Again, this is the fourth best power play in the OHL in the Peterborough Petes. 42 power play goals. Just shy of 25% coming into this game. This is their fourth chance here in a scoreless first period. Saginaw wins the defensive zone faceoff. The big collision back and behind the net results in a puck on the stick of Dima Zhilkin. Now a shorthanded chance. He's up ice 2-on-2 with Klepov. Cutting to the middle. Here comes Klepov. Takes the shot. He scores! It's a shorthanded goal for Nikita Klepov. He snaps it over the glove of Easton Rye. 1:07 left in the first period, and the Spirit strike first. Nikita Klepov off of a big collision, back in behind the goal. He and Zhilkin work it up ice. He cuts right to the middle. And a fist bump from his head coach, Chris Lazary, gets back to the bench. Nikita Klepov, team leading 26th marker of the season. And Saginaw, your beer line Trombley Electric light the lamp goal belongs shorthanded to Nikita Klepov. Pete's back up ice after the center ice restart. 50 seconds left here in period one. Puck in the left wing corner. As Shurigan looks on. Nobody really moving too much here. As Josh Glavin gets the hands up on McGregor. Puck comes up the far side wall. This is Carson Cameron. Back behind the net. Xander Valeris pulls it back around. Off the near sideboards. And in behind the Peterborough net. 18 seconds left here in this second period. Perot back through center ice. Up the left side. Here he comes. 10 to go in the frame. Perot throws it back in front. Looking for Soto. That was deflected off the stick of James Go and out of play. 7.3 left. Chris Lazary is hollering at David Elford right now. He is irate at the referee. 7.3 seconds left. Lazary was maybe trying to call a timeout here in the first period. Not sure what that exchange was all about. 7.3 seconds left in the first. Offensive zone faceoff for Peterborough. Ends up in the right wing corner. Back in the trapezoid in below the Spirit net. Left wing shot deflected on its way through and a stop by Shurigan. James Go gets right after Levac. He had an extra poke at the Saginaw netminder. Everybody's going to pair off here. Barabanov getting the hands up high right on the doorstep. And Lutz comes back with a swipe of his own. Some helmets and gloves are shed, but nothing more after the fact. We might get some bookings here. But a 1-0 lead for Saginaw. They'll take it into the dressing room. Nikita Klepov seemed to be a little extra emotional after that goal. A shorthanded marker to make it 1-0. And the Spirit will take that back to the room. 12-8, the Petes have the shot advantage. 1-0, the Spirit have the lead. We're back with the first intermission report here on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
When you go Great Lakes Bay in Michigan, lose yourself in nature and find yourself at peace. Soak up the stillness of winter on glistening trails or glide along an outdoor ice rink. Take charming carriage rides through snowy streets. Embrace the magic of the season and warm up with comfort food and handcrafted beverages. There are moments of pure greatness all around if we linger long enough to soak them in. Find yours at gogreat.com.
So, we're finally ready to plan for retirement, but who do we trust?
Our friends at TriStar Trust. They've been here for 25 years right here in our community, and they'll be here for the next 25.
That's the kind of team I want in my corner.
TriStar Trust helps you plan your retirement, manage your investments, and build the future you've been dreaming of. Because when it comes to your goals, it's your time to shine. Visit TriStarTrust.com.
At Garber Chevy Chesaning, better means you get it all. Better prices, better selection, and better service. Our factory-trained technicians keep your vehicle in top condition. We have everything your vehicle needs, even tires. Come see us at Garber Chevy Chesaning and see how you can get it all. At the corner of M52 and M57, online at GarberChesaning.com. Chevrolet, together, let's drive.
Everybody knows you'll do better at Garber.
It takes each of us to make Saginaw a place we're proud to call home. Since 1984, Saginaw Community Foundation has helped build and strengthen Saginaw County by bringing together people and resources to make a difference. We're a one-stop shop for giving, building endowments, grant-making, and community leadership. Visit SaginawFoundation.org today to learn more about how you can help support your community. Saginaw Community Foundation, building a flourishing community for all, for good, forever.
It's time for your intermission report. In the Stormmaster Exterior Studios, here is Jonathan Dent.
Penalties keep Saginaw shorthanded for much of the first period here. Despite that, in the last couple minutes, Nikita Klepov has them out to a 1-0 lead. Let's take a look back at that first frame, brought to you by Raymond. Empower your purpose. It only took 3 seconds for the penalties to begin. High sticking on Jacob Cloutier right off the opening tie-up starts Peterborough out on the power play. They put a couple shots towards Shurigan, who sees them off with some help from his forwards, short-handed. Back and forth it goes for several minutes without many chances set up either way. Rushes just ending up in the corner before returning to the opposite end during several shifts. Josh Glavin gets the best look of the opening few minutes, receiving a pass in the left circle from Harper, sending it high to the glove side, but it's stopped by Rye.
Schmidt works out of the right wing corner, finds Harper between the dots, near side, Glavin the shot, and a glove save made by Easton Rye. On the shot from Glavin from just outside the left wing faceoff circle.
Stepan Shurigan shuts down a shot from Adam Levac, 2-on-1 to maintain that scoreless tie as Peterborough turns up the intensity. Some pucks toward the net, some spirit on the ice. Shurigan keeps it scoreless.
So the Pete's moving back up. McGregor settles it down at the offensive blue line. Now here's a chance for Levac this shot, and a save is made by Stepan Shurigan. He hangs on as it hit him right in the crest.
The Spirit get their first power play just under halfway through, but it gets cut short after a holding penalty on Barabanov as he's stopping a short-handed breakaway. A couple good chances 4-on-4 for the Petes. Then the Spirit go to the penalty kill. Then it returns to 5-on-5, but not before a very nice short-handed look from the Spirit first line.
That was too far ahead of Aiden Young, and now it'll be a perfect storm as Klepov's going to chase it back out to center. Into the offensive end. Klepov crosses over. Left wing shot tipped on its way there by Zilkin, and a left pad save by Easton Rye.
That's what we call foreshadowing. A delay of game on Carson Harmer at 12 minutes 54 seconds puts Saginaw down a man again. The Petes set up, start sending some shots on Shurigan. He makes some sharp stops to keep it scoreless and kill off penalty number 3.
In the right wing circle, finding Walton. Back to Novotny now. Right circle again. Novotny shot that one. Just sticked aside by Shurigan. There was some daylight there. Shurigan got a piece. Now back in front. The one-time shot. That stopped by Shurigan on the try from 15 feet.
After they kill it off, Saginaw gets right back to work in the Pete's end. Welcomed in with some rough stuff from the Petes. They put some good shots toward Rye, but a high sticking penalty on Graydon Jones, 18 minutes 38 seconds, puts Peterborough on power play number 4. That doesn't change the mission, and Nikita Klepov and Dima Zilkin bring it up shorthanded again. Klepov enters, cuts to the slot, and his shot over the glove of Rye finds the back of the net to make it 1-0.
Puck on the stick of Dima Zilkin. Now a short-handed chance. He's up ice 2-on-2 with Klepov. Cutting to the middle. Here comes Klepov. Takes the shot. He scores! It's a short-handed goal for Nikita Klepov. He snaps it over the glove of Easton Rye, and the Spirit strike first.
18 minutes, 53 seconds, the Herman Hissen Company time of the goal on that one. 38 seconds of power play will carry over into the second period for the Petes, but the Spirit carry over the lead. Shots on goal in that first period favored Peterborough 13-8. Saginaw 0-for-2 on the power play. Peterborough 0-for-4. I don't see a second Spirit power play. Some rough stuff at the end of the period. It looks like Adam Levac will take a roughing penalty at 20 minutes in the first period, making things, I believe, even strength here heading into the second, at least for the first little bit. Scoring in the first, Nikita Klepov's 26th of the season, assisted by Dima Zhilkin, and that one coming shorthanded. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, we'll bring Dylan into the conversation, break down that period a little bit more for you here on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
From the depths of the ocean to the farthest reaches of space, Corning's technologies push the boundaries of what's possible. We're the world's leading innovator in glass and ceramic science, and we're innovating right here in Michigan. Corning's solar wafer site in Hemlock is helping guarantee American energy security. We're investing in our local Michigan communities. That's why Corning is a proud sponsor of the Saginaw Spirit. Learn more about Corning today at corning.com.
Prost Wine Bar and Charcuterie now has 2 buzzing locations to enjoy. Visit us in downtown Frankenmuth or in uptown Bay City. We offer a full bar, menu, and memorable atmosphere. Walk-ins are always welcome, and Bay City is now accepting reservations online at prostwinebar.com. Open 7 days a week. Make Prost Wine Bar in Frankenmuth or uptown Bay City your destination for great wine and even better times.
Are you looking to make a sweet change in your career? Plant your career with Michigan Sugar Company. Michigan Sugar Company is now hiring STEM, skilled trades, maintenance, and general labor roles at their Bay City, Caro, Croswell, and Sebwing factories. Visit michigansugar.com/careers for a full list of available roles and to start your application today. Michigan Sugar Company, making life sweeter since 1906.
When you're shopping for insurance, you might say, "What? Huh?"
I'm so over this.
But what you really need to say is something that could actually help.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
When you get a local State Farm agent, they can help make it easy and help you choose the coverage you need. Plus, they're available online, over the phone, or even in person.
I'm so into this.
Contact State Farm agent Mike Miner to create your personal price plan today.
Your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey is WSGW.
Welcome back. Jonathan Dent here in the studio. Coming in from the Town Place Suites by Marriott broadcast booth is Dylan Clark. And Dylan, we were talking a little bit between here, but want to save the best for on air. I'm looking at this game, and I'm seeing a lot of parallels to what we saw last Friday between the Saginaw Spirit and the Kitchener Rangers. The pace is up. The face-off wins going squarely to the home team in the Petes this evening. Saginaw's getting outshot, but I think the difference here is the Spirit are doing a great job of keeping up with their opponent.
Yeah, I'd agree with you in the fact that the sense that they seem a little bit more prepared for a game like this, or at least a little bit better prepared to handle it. They were chasing the game to start things out against Kitchener last weekend for sure. Stepan Shurigan making some great saves between both of these games. That's been a consistent. The face-offs are another consistent. I think that that just might be a bug for this team, really for the rest of the year. It's been a consistent theme here. In that first period, they got outdrawn, outdueled in the draw, 16-5. Carson Harmer's just trying to keep their heads above water. He's at 4 for 9, and that's the best mark out of anybody. But for a team that hasn't started out with possession too often, they've done a real good job of pursuing it and trying to win things back. So, again, you would hope that the face-off performance could improve. Again, it might just be a case of it is what it is, and you got to find ways to win those puck battles back. But that being said, they seem a little bit better at handling the physicality and the pace that's coming after them. They're not shying away from it.
Speaking of the physicality, some big hits thrown during that period. Not too many whistles that we really heard. You look at some of the penalties going Saginaw's way. You see a delay of game, some obvious high stick. I look at that one from Graydon Jones. That a little bit too blatant not to call. But the whistle's largely staying away for large stretches in the first.
Yeah, it would have been, probably a completely unbroken play had it not been for some of the penalties in a couple of offsides, maybe an icing there. So really good pace to this game. A lot of times first game of a long trip, guys are maybe a little bit hesitant to kind of dip the toes in the water. But no, they're in it. They're full throttle here from the beginning. And, for the Spirit, I think that a game like this, when it starts with this kind of a pace, I think it helps them. They like to get into the flow of things, move the puck around, kind of feel the touch of it. It kind of gets the brain moving in the right direction. So they're outshot right now, 13-8 in that first period. But they've got the 1-0 lead here. Like, were they outmatched for some stretches in that first period? Absolutely. But you get the shot from Klepov. You get some great penalty killing, really. They're about to kill off a fourth penalty here. Again, if that Levac penalty goes into the books. So there are a ton of positives to pull from this first period. And especially when you factor in the fact that it's the first game of a long road trip and they're in an unfriendly building of a team that's right now sitting in fourth place in the Eastern Conference. So you can talk about maybe being overmatched and kind of knocked around physically. But the biggest point is they're up 1-0 going into the first intermission.
Real quick, last question here. First line for Saginaw, really driving a lot of the play, especially during those shorthanded times. Are they going to be the ones driving things? I think we need to see a little bit more of Carson Harmer and Jacob Cloutier as we move through the remainder of this game, as both of them look to extend their scoring streaks.
Well, and however that top line goes, that's the way the Spirit are going to go here for the rest of this season. They can really turn the tide. But no, you're absolutely right. We saw more offensive chances from Harmer and Cloutier as that first period went on, but a little difficult to start with that high sticking penalty from Cloutier, literally right off the opening face-off. So as they get a couple of more looks here, Harmer's getting double duty, right, playing fourth line center as well as second. So maybe more ice time will get him into it a little bit more. They've been fantastic here. 6 and 7 game point streaks for Jacob Cloutier and Carson Harmer coming into tonight's game. You hope that can continue because, again, the Spirit can't be a one-line hockey team and hope to walk away with 2 points.
It's a 1-0 game, 40 minutes left to play. Dylan, as always, thanks for your time. Take a quick break. When we come back, a look at our out-of-town scores here on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
Garber Buick is America's oldest Buick dealership. Our factory-trained service technicians deliver precision care to keep your vehicle performing at its best. We also have an award-winning body shop. We even sell parts and tires. You truly get it all at Garber Buick. Better service, better selection, and better prices. Garber Buick, State Street in Saginaw. Online, garberbuick.com. Buick, exceptional by design.
Everybody knows you'll do better at Garber.
Independent Bank is proud to be the corporate sponsor of your Saginaw Spirit. We've been banking in Michigan for 160 years and have always put our customers and communities first. We pride ourselves on being a full-service bank, offering an exceptional banking experience for personal, small business, and commercial banking customers, helping them to achieve financial independence. Be a game changer. Be independent. Member FDIC.
As proud sponsors of the Saginaw Spirit Hockey Team, the Barb Smith Suicide Resource and Response Network invite you to join us in supporting the players in our community. Our mission is to prevent suicide through education, advocacy, connection to resources, and support for those impacted by suicide. Visit us at srrn.net. That's srrn.net to learn more about our programs and events. Let's go, Spirit.
Looking for an easier way to travel? Fly from MBS International Airport, conveniently located in the heart of the Great Lakes Bay region. No long lines, simple to get around, and for the best deals, always book directly at mbsairport.org, with Delta and United providing access to wherever you want to fly. MBS is putting the world right outside your door. MBS International Airport. Save time and money and fly from nearby. Visit mbsairport.org
This is Saginaw Spirit Hockey on 100.5 FM WSGW, Carlton, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland.
Welcome back. Jonathan Denton here with your out-of-town scores. They're brought to you by Buffalo Wild Wings. Not a whole lot to talk about in the Ontario Hockey League. All of these games really centering around the Eastern Conference this evening. The Barrie Colts visiting the Niagara Ice Dogs. Barrie took the early lead, but early in the second, just a minute 14 seconds into the second period, the Ice Dogs have tied things up. In North Bay, the Battalion currently trailing the Brantford Bulldogs 2-1. The Bulldogs started the scoring about halfway through, 15 minutes through the first period. The Battalion tie things up, and then a goal in the last 30 seconds from Brantford has them out to that 2-1 lead. That's all we've got in terms of out-of-town scores. We'll take a look at the standings in a little bit, but there's a second period to play as the Saginaw Spirit lead the Peterborough Petes 1-0 here on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey, and that's coming up next.
Enjoy the spirit of Frankenmuth and score big with your kids at the indoor water parks. The puck stops here in Funtown, where fan favorites include chicken and Christmas, but there's really so much more. Arcades, breweries, carriage rides, shopping, and pretzel rolling. Frankenmuth, where we leave the icing to the dessert. 800 Funtown. No matter how cold it is outside or in the hockey rink, there's loads of indoor fun waiting just down the road in Frankenmuth.
When you're shopping for insurance, you might say, "What? Huh?"
I'm so over this.
But what you really need to say is something that could actually help.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
When you get a local State Farm agent, they can help make it easy and help you choose the coverage you need. Plus, they're available online, over the phone, or even in person.
I'm so into this.
Contact State Farm agent Chris Barrios to create your personal price plan today. You really do get it all at Garber Midland. It's more than just better prices. It's better financing, better selection, and a better overall customer experience. And we're more than the place you buy your vehicle. We're also where your vehicle is serviced by factory-trained technicians with the highest standards of service. Come see how you can get it all at Garber Midland at the corner of Saginaw and Eastman. See all our inventory online at garbermidland.com. Chevrolet, together, let's drive.
Soar with us. Saginaw Spirit Hockey is on 100.5 FM WSGW.
At the tail end of that first period, it was a slashing penalty to Peterborough's Adam Levac that goes into the books. So 37 seconds at 4-on-4. That's how we begin the second period here from the Peterborough Memorial Center. Nikita Klepov's shorthanded goal has Saginaw up to a 1-0 lead. Jensen Geldart and Brody Popoy will start with Levi Harper and James Go. Saginaw moving left to right here in the second period. Walton, Novotny out with Matthew Perreault and Yanis Lutz. Check that. Caleb Hartnell to start off on the 4-on-4 here for the Petes, 4 rather than 44. And so they push it back in off the center ice faceoff in behind the net of Shurigan. Pass up high. Walton's going to fire that one. That goes off a stick and into the midsection of Levi Harper. He finds Jensen Geldart down the left side. Geldart stops up, knocks this one back off the boards. It'll be stolen here. Up the right side, Perreault to the middle. Novotny knocked the side there. Good defensive stick by Jensen Geldart. Levi Harper up the right side. This is Brody Popoy. Into the right wing circle. Popoy doubles back, carries 2 Petes with him. 2 seconds in 1. Graydon Jones is out of the Spirit penalty box. And a tripping penalty upcoming to James Go as Easton Rye will make his way to the Peterborough bench. Saginaw does not get to touch the puck on this power play. And the stick of Go just got locked up with one of the Peterborough skates. They're in. The Callum alone is Young, and the puck goes right under his stick. Jilkin comes over to get the whistle and the stoppage. And a tough pill to swallow for Saginaw as they were just in the midst of their second IBEW Local 557 power play. By the midst, I mean the first moment of it, as soon as Jones steps onto the ice. James Go gets his stick tied up in the skates. And so it'll be 4-on-4 for a minute and 3 seconds. And then back to the 5th Stormmaster Exteriors penalty kill for the Spirit. As we are just moments into the second period. That is a troubling trend here for Saginaw in this game. Klepov back in behind the Saginaw net. Again, a minute at 4-on-4 here. Klepov tries to stretch this one up to Blake Barnes. Easton Rise out of his net to play it. Gave it right back to Barnes, and behind the net, the pass up high, looking for Barabanov. Now a left point shot by Jones goes off like he puts it right back down the wall. Taken by Peterborough's Garrett Fraser. The outlet pass up the near side wall. McCallum races in against Barabanov, uses the body to get positioning, and Barabanov goes hard into the wall there with McCallum. Centering feed, knocked down by the paddle of Shurigan. Garrett Fraser at the left point. Snaps a puck cross ice. Peets will roll this one off the wall. Faulkner there for McCallum. Back up high, Garrett Fraser. Top of the left circle. Shot stopped by Shurigan. Rebound turned out by the right pad. And that puck does not get up the wall. Graydon Jones is on it. Up the near boards, gets it out past Faulkner. 2 minutes gone here in this second period. 6 seconds left on the Peterborough penalty. Then it'll be an abbreviated Pete's power play. So this one bounces in off the wall, back behind Shurigan. Glove down by Carson Harmer. Back to the penalty kill for the Saginaw Spirit. Harmer stops up at the offensive blue line, tosses this one all the way back to Josh Glavin, who fires it down the ice. After taking as much time as he could, it goes off the end wall. Knocked down by the paddle of Easton Rye. Pete's working out of their D zone. 35 seconds left on their 5th power play here in this game. They trail Saginaw 1-0. This is Walton into the offensive zone. Steps up and shoots, and a blocker save by Shurigan on the OHL's second leading point getter. Adam Novotny out of the corner. Giannis Lutz could not keep that in. Offside as he tried to hold it on his backhand. It popped up off his stick and rolled out to neutral ice for just that split second. 17-22 here in this second period. Face-off to come just outside the Peterborough bench. An older building here at the PMC. The benches on opposite sides of the playing surface, staring each other down, just like in the olden days. Very short neutral zone as well. And as the Petes will start this one out from behind their own goal, 9 seconds left on the James Go penalty. After Saginaw fired that puck down off the neutral zone face-off, Perreault jams this one into the offensive end, gets in against Xander Valeris. Out of the boxes go. Here comes Zilkin down the right side. Could be a 3-on-1. Zilkin down the wing, head to the net, waits. Passing lane was taken away by a sliding Pete. Now the puck just sits in between the face-off dots. They put it off the glass. Now up to center ice again. Pete's come away with it up through center. Perreault down the left wing, takes a long shot. That'll be sticked by Shurigan right up into his glove. A little self-deflection. And he hangs on for a face-off here. 16:41 left in the second period. Saginaw's killed off their 5th Stormmaster Exteriors penalty kill in this game. Petes have a 4-shots-to-none advantage here in this second period. Barabanov, Roscoe, Harper. They're out on this face-off for the Spirit. Drew Roscoe up the near side boards as Garrett Fraser tries to crash down the near wall. Cut him off. Klepov tosses this one over to Dima Zilkin, fires it back around. And back in behind the net of Rye. Barabanov gets drilled. A heavy hit there by Fraser. Puck dropped back though. Right point, Roscoe waits and shoots. Gets blocked on its way through. Off a Peterborough body. Roscoe gets it back and tosses it back down low. Garrett Fraser on it first. Roscoe ties up with him. Klepov too. Now this is Faulkner trying to go out towards neutral ice. Tanazi Marintet now back for Faulkner. Up the near side. McCallum tossed back in front. Faulkner left wing circle. Carried to the boards and closed off by Saginaw's Jones. This one out on the far side. Taken and moved back down the wall by Peterborough's Brett Hammond. 15:54 to go. Second period, 1-0 Spirit. On a first period shorthanded goal from Nikita Klepov. This will be brought up ice by Igor Barabanov. Into the offensive zone. He had to bail out on that puck as Bodie Stewart got over the line offside. McCallum in the neutral zone. Turns it back in behind the net of Stepan Shurigan. James Go is there. Hit by Hartnell. Out the far side wall for Bodie Stewart. Flips a backhanded pass. It's picked up by Jensen Geldart and one-handed in for Ryan Hanrahan. Hit in the corner of the Peterborough zone. Back up the far wall. Bodie Stewart cut off before he can get to the puck by Leon Kolarek. Back in behind the Peterborough net. This is Lutz. Takes the glancing blow there from Bodie Stewart. The bouncer thrown into the far side corner back behind Shurigan. Kolarek, shoulders there with James Go. Ryan Hanrahan comes over for Saginaw, spins off a check. 5 minutes gone here in the second period. James Go, as the Spirit lead at 1-0, leads the rush back into the offensive zone in his former home barn here at Peterborough. 4th round pick in 2021. Throws the puck in front. That one deflected. Now reaching after it, Saginaw's Brody Papoy. He's able to keep it in the offensive zone for a moment. Finally rolls out. This is Lutz to catch up to it. Can't get the centering feed. James Go off the wall. Jensen Geldart and Brody Papoy, a little miscommunication. They untangle. Bodie Stewart fires this back in from just shy of the offensive blue line. Pete's take over, put it off the wall. It's cut off by Jensen Geldart, but taken right back by Peterborough's Novotny. Another collision on the near wall as Papoy knocks Parrish off the puck. Drop back, though, Novotny out of the Peterborough zone. Jacob Kluche comes on, tries to force a turnover. This puck pops off the stick of Ben Radley. Now on the near side boards, Saginaw tries to go to work in the offensive zone. Levi Harper keeps it alive. Peets will tie up Jacob Kluche, so this is Novotny to steal, poked after by Carson Harmer. Kluche and Harmer trying to steal it from him. Novotny taken down by Kluche, and a penalty coming again. Delayed call. As Rye heads to the bench, Levac waiting as Kluche and Novotny are tied up. Delayed call. Those two will be separated. Here comes Levac into the offensive zone for Peterborough. Dropped it back. Marantet takes the point shot, takes the hit. Carson Harmer frustrated. He will fire that puck off the wall and down the ice. 13:40 left in this second period, and a hooking penalty will be coming up to Saginaw's Jacob Kluche. Second Stormaster Exteriors penalty kill here in this game. Or that is not the case at all. Sixth Stormaster Exteriors penalty kill. Second period, 13:40 left in it. We'll take a break here. Back after this to the Spirit PK here on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
You're looking for a better price on a better car, so dare to be different. Get to Garber Hyundai on Bay Road in Saginaw, the only Hyundai dealer in the Great Lakes Bay region. See why Hyundai is so much better. Garber's certified factory-trained technicians, knowledgeable parts staff, and dedicated sales team will keep you coming back to Garber Hyundai. You really do get it all at Garber. Dare to be different. Choose better at Garber Hyundai on Bay Road in Saginaw. Online, garberhyundai.com.
Hi, this is Caleb Papineau, and you're listening to Saginaw Spirit Hockey on 100.5 WSGW.
The sixth Stormaster Exteriors penalty kill for the Saginaw Spirit in this hockey game. They lead the Peterborough Petes 1-0. 13:40 left in the second period, and Jacob Kluche is in the box for hooking. Face-off will come to the glove side of Stepan Shurigan. Petes win it. Jilkin tries to steal. Novotny hangs onto it here for Peterborough. Down the wall, Walton look to go back to the point. They miss Novotny, and Easton Rye is out of his net to play this to Lutz. Jilkin, Valeris Klepov, and Josh Glavin out here on the PK for Saginaw. Lutz, Kolarek, Novotny, Walton, and Levac on the power play for Rob Wilson's Peterborough Petes. Kolarek down the right side, cut off by Josh Glavin. Jilkin can't knock the puck back out the center. Klepov follows on. It does get things out. These two have teamed up for a shorthanded goal. It's the only marker in this game. As now Novotny pursued back into Peterborough real estate by Klepov. Puck off the boards. He's hit by Klepov. Lutz was. Now this is Novotny back up through center. Walton down the left side. Goals in each of the 4 games he's played with the Peterborough Petes coming into tonight's game. Picked up in a trade with the Sudbury Wolves at the deadline. This is Walton. Left side. Snaps it cross ice. One touch pass. Back to the right point. A shot glove there by Stepan Shurigan on the point shot from Carson Cameron. Check that. It came off the stick of Novotny. 12:41 to go, second period. Shurigan able to see that puck the whole way through. Now the Peterborough captain Cameron steps on. Second power play unit comes out. He with McGregor, Perreault, Matthew Soto, and Aiden Young, who will take the face-off against Igor Barabanov. Minute and 1 second left on the Kluche minor. Pete's have it. Shot off the glass. In behind Shurigan. Picked up by Soto. Moved to Perreault. Left point, snap cross ice. This is McGregor down to the goal line. Young in front looking for the backdoor tap in. Perreault wasn't there. Now to the corner. Graydon Jones hits Perreault. Young locks up with James Go. Barabanov on it for the Spirit. Clears the zone. All the way down. Easton Rye is out to play it behind his net. 38 seconds left on the Kluche penalty. Here come the Petes. Cameron up the near side. The defenseman leads the rush. Aiden Young just inside the blue line. Hit by Bodie Stewart. Puck down the near boards of the Spirit end. Cameron taken into the wall. Stewart there with Young. Puck comes out of the scrum. Here's McGregor. Right circle. Throws it back in front. Broken up by a Spirit stick. Save made by Shurigan on the late opportunity, and it's picked up by Stewart and backhanded to center. 13 left on the Kluche penalty. Rye is going to come out of his net to pump that off the boards right onto the stick of Graydon Jones. He tried to catch the Spirit changing. James Go clears. That's it for Saginaw's 6th Stormmaster Exteriors penalty kill here in this game. Pete's out of their own end. Kluche out of the box. Still a 1-0 Spirit lead. 11.5 to go in the second period. McCallum back in behind the Spirit net. Peterborough Soto tied up with Brody Papoy and Drew Roscoe. Soto spins off the puck. Faulkner comes in to help. The puck now in the far corner. Brody Papoy gets it there to Jacob Kluche. Can't get that quick pass, though, out of the zone. He needs some help from Papoy, who's taken down. Saginaw bench hollering for a call. They're not going to get one. Jacob Kluche back behind his own blue line. Passes this one up the right side. Papoy carves towards the circle. Fires a shot that goes off the leg of Ben Radley. Then back in behind the Peterborough net. Papoy has his pocket picked by McCallum out of his own end. Flips this one to the air. It'll bounce in the neutral zone for Blake Barnes and be settled down by Drew Roscoe. It was deflected by a high stick, they'll say. 10:51 here in the second period. Shots 18-8 in favor of Peterborough. They will get a line change. And the face-off to come to the left to step on Shurigan inside the Spirit defensive end. Top line is on. Jilkin, Barabanov, Klepov, Levi Harper, and James Goa, the defenseman here. As again, 7D out for Chris Lazary here in this game, so the pairs will get shuffled a little bit as time goes on. Lutz wins the draw back against Barabanov, but it's stolen forward by Levi Harper. Maybe a 2-on-0 with Jilkin. Harper in front for the captain, Jilkin, and a save made by Easton Rye as he slides over to take away the bottom of the net. 10:43 left in the second. Saginaw's best scoring chance of the period by a long shot. Levi Harper activates off the faceoff, gets the little reach in from Klepov off the draw, and Harper is gone. 2-on-0 with Dimas Jilkin. He doesn't have a lot of room to get the puck up. Easton Rye comes over and makes a great save, but the awareness of Levi Harper, and he essentially teleported through the neutral zone and into the Peterborough zip code. Offensive zone face-off here for the same 5 Spirit players. Jilkin in the right circle is lined up behind Barabanov, who will be thrown out of this draw. Nikita Klepov will take this face-off here for the Spirit. Can't win it cleanly back to James Go. Puck rolls up the near side wall where it's backhanded in again by Klepov. A hit there from Lutz. Klepov stolen, far side Harper. Back up center point, James Go. Delayed penalty coming against Peterborough. Shooting into the bench. Klepov near side, Igor Barabanov. Carson Harmer is the extra attacker. The puck up high for Levi Harper. There for Barabanov. Over, Klepov. Center point still. 10:15 to go here in this second period. Barabanov over. One-timer from James Go and a save made by Rye with the pads. But the puck is touched up and a slashing call coming here to the Peterborough Petes. 10:10 left in this second period. And over to the Peterborough penalty box. It'll be Lutz. So technically the third IBEW Local 557 power play here for the Spirit, but they've only gotten a few seconds of each one. So this one will be one, but back out to the neutral zone. Top power play unit is on. Jilkin, Barabanov, Klepov, Jacob Kluche, Carson Harmer, and Barabanov will stride into the offensive zone. Into the skates of Harmer. Left circle, Klepov, left point. Now he bumps it to the near side. It's the captain, Jilkin, walking back towards the middle. And then the exchange, now it's Klepov near side. Fakes the shot, moves to Barabanov. Klepov in the right circle again. Walks it down to the goal line. Harmer looks to the middle. Couple of head fakes poked away at the last second by a good active stick from Cameron. But Klepov has it. Center point now, Barabanov. Near side, Klepov throws it to the middle. They shot, they score! Jacob Kluche right between the dots. McCallum takes the hit from Jilkin afterwards. 9:34 to go in the second period. Saginaw makes it 2-0. Well, the bumper shot from the middle, Jacob Kluche extends his scoring streak now to 7 games. There was no chance for the goaltender Easton Rye on that. 9:34 here in the second period. We'll see if there are any penalties that come up after that. I don't believe there will be. So the first time the Spirit really get to set up on a power play in this game. Jacob Kluche scores his 12th goal of the season on the man advantage. Carson Harmer, I believe, will get the secondary assist on this. So that'll extend his scoring streak as well. But Saginaw up 2-0 on the power play goal from Kluche. Kieran Walton risks this back in from the neutral zone for the Petes. Rips down the boards and steals that one before putting it back in behind the Spirit net. This one off the corner wall again. We're at 5-on-5 here. Nothing came after that post-goal scrum. Walton pushes it towards the Spirit net. That's an easy stick save and a cover for Stepan Shurigan. They've given Barabanov the secondary assist instead of Carson Harmer. Jacob Kluche from Klepov and Barabanov at 10:26. Your Herman Hisson Company time the goal. Harmer was a factor from the goal line, but they get the right touch on it. There was some good puck movement by that Spirit power play. Hard to keep track of who's touching it when. D-zone face-off right now for Saginaw's Geldart. Won that one. To Xander Valeris, then for Bodie Stewart. A little push towards the middle. Out to center ice, Caleb Hartnell. Will fire it back in here for Peterborough and be guilty of icing. 9:04 left in this second period. And an offensive zone face-off for the Saginaw Spirit. So after being tossed around a little bit in the early goings of this hockey game, Spirit have come back and they've thrown the weight around a little bit of their own. Jacob Kluche with a little shove for Braden McCallum there after that goal. They find themselves up 2-0. Digging their heels in a little bit here in the second period. Matthew Soto out of a D-zone draw. Carson Cameron here for the Petes. Walton stepped up and shouldered by James Go. This puck knocked down at center by Soto. Drops it back for Aiden Young. He's in, onside to the corner, puts it in front there. That shot kicked out by Shurigan. Rebound loose in the paint. Cleared out of danger by James Go. Now for Walton, he can't hold it in the zone. Soto lost his stick. And so this is all the way back down in behind Easton Rye. Back behind the Peterborough goal. Walton, the outlet pass, picked up with speed. Derek Fraser, nice move to shake around Harmer. Fraser lost the puck though, and Levi Harper sees that swatter off the boards by Caden McGregor. James Go off the boards, just inside the offensive blue line for Peterborough. Long shot that's padded to the corner by Shurigan. Up the near wall, out the center, it spills. Before being fired back in, Shurigan is out to stop it. One hand that puck over to James Go. Up the near wall. Hanrahan knocked down in the neutral zone. Novotny thought he was offside, but he wasn't. Shurigan says they should be. The linesmen say no. It's a fortunate break for the Spirit as Novotny's got his hands up. He's saying, wait a minute. If I knew I was onside, I would have taken a shot there. Saginaw pushes his puck back into the offensive zone. Harmer's going to steal. He's alone. Harmer lost it at the last second. Drops it back. Nagin, this shot goes into the glass. Oh, a gift. As Carson Harmer poked it off the stick of one of the Pete's defensemen. This is up the near wall. Peterborough out to center ice. Novotny down the right wing for McGregor. Nice pass to find Novotny again. Hits the brakes away from Roscoe. Takes a shot blocker saved by Shurigan through traffic. Now this is Garrett Fraser in the left wing corner of the Spirit net. 7:15 here in period two. 2-0. Saginaw's got the lead as Najim gets it up to Sawyer Schmidt. He's taken down by McGregor and a penalty upcoming. Shurigan started to go towards the bench. A tripping call to Caden McGregor will send Saginaw to their fourth IBEW Local 557 power play in this game. Penalty minutes starting to pile up on both sides of this score sheet. Tripping call to McGregor. Just got the skate in the stick in the skates of Sawyer Schmidt. Fourth IBEW Local 557 power play here for Saginaw. Again, it was Kluche, if you're just with us, his 12th of the season on the man advantage midway through this period. It's gotten Saginaw up to a 2-0 lead. Pete's win the D-zone draw here on the PK, and they quickly fire it down to Stepan Shurigan, who is out and will drop things off, or at least fake like he was going to drop it off for Barabanov. Instead, he shoots it up the boards. Nikita Klepov over the middle of the ice and into the offensive zone. There for Kluche off the wall. The backhanded pass back to Barabanov. Typical 5 here for Chris Lasry on the power play. Barabanov, center point, takes a shot, goes high, and is deflected off of a stick and into the netting. Now to play here, 1:33 left on the Spirit power play. 6:38 left in the second period. Face off in the left wing circle. Harmer to go against McCallum. Carson Harmer, Saginaw's best face-off guy, active on the season, just shy of 53% coming into this game as this is fired out and cleared here by the Petes. As Jilkin has things off the end wall. Weaves his way up through center ice, through Aiden Young. Then the left side drop off at Harmer. Inside the line, Klepov. Near side, Barabanov. Return pass, Klepov. Fake the pass. Handcuffed by Faulkner, but recovered enough to keep it alive and move the puck to Jilkin. Peeled away from him, though, by Aiden Young. And then it's Faulkner out in the neutral zone. Shorthanded, just trying to munch some clock here. Faulkner back and behind the net. Wraparound chance. Shorthanded opportunity. Here's Aiden Young in front. That one fought off by Shurigan. Falling down. He makes the save with the glove. Jacob Kluche out to center ice. 47 on the Spirit power play. 5:50 here in the period. Barabanov just at the top of the circles. That one's cut off and knocked out to center. Taken away by Saginaw's Jilkin. Near side, Barabanov. Down the wing he goes. Stops up inside the line. Here's Klepov. Cuts to the middle. Turns that shot. And the kick save is made by Rye. Heavy collision after the fact as Carson Harmer was taken into the boards. This is Klepov for Barabanov. Down the right side with Klepov. Then back to the right wing corner. Here's Harmer in front. Shot stopped by Rye. The rebound loose along the goal line. Outside of the goal posts. And it's fired down the ice. 10 seconds left on the McGregor penalty. That should do it for this one. Steal at the line. Hammond lunges after it. Harper gets it out of danger. Igor Barabanov on it from center. Slips up into the offensive zone. Barabanov over the line. Pushes it into the corner. Lutz is back on the ice. Or McGregor went to the bench for Lutz. 5-on-5 here. 4:55 to go in the second period. 2-0 Spirit. 1 for 4 in the power play here in this game now. This is moved out to center ice by Peterborough's Kolarek. Over the offensive blue line. Guided to the corner on a loose puck by Stepan Shurigan. Now Jensen Geldart. Outlet pass knocked down by Ryan Hanrahan. With one hand. Taken into the boards by Matthew Perreault. Big hit there on Bodie Stewart. As this is taken by Lutz. Kolarek to chase after it in the offensive zone. After a long chip in. Lutz. Backhanded away by James Go. Back up to the left point. Can't be knocked down by Ben Radley cleanly. So Radley has to go back to Perreault. Pass up looking for Novotny. He'll be fired back in. Novotny tries to beat out the ice. He does not. There's a late whistle there. 4:05 left in the second period. Face-off will be down in the Peterborough zone. And a 2-0 lead here for the Saginaw Spirit. Shorthanded. Klepov in the first. Power play goal. Kluche here in the second. 2-0 Saginaw. We're back to Peterborough in a moment here on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
In hockey, every play counts, and retirement's no different. At McIntosh & Associates, we're your financial line mates, helping you skate through the tough stuff. Taxes, healthcare, income planning, and more. You bring the goals. We'll help set up the assist. Schedule your visit at wealthmichigan.com or call 989-692-2200. Retirement made clear. With a team that plays to win.
This is Saginaw Spirit Hockey on 100.5 FM WSGW.
The special teams have been the biggest factor in this Thursday night meeting between the Saginaw Spirit and the Peterborough Petes. A 2-0 lead for Saginaw off a shorthanded goal and a power play goal. Saginaw looking to get back in the win column against Peterborough. They lost both games last year. 364 days ago, last time they played the Peterborough Petes. It was in this building, an 8-6 loss on January the 23rd. Peterborough took a win at the Dow Event Center earlier that season, 2-1. First time Saginaw was swept by the Petes in the season series since 2015-16. All-time in this building, 11-8-1-1. 21 all-time victories between here and the Dow Event Center. Saginaw over Peterborough. We'll have to drop this puck in the Saginaw offensive zone again. Shots on goal 23-12 in favor of the Petes. 10-4 here in this period. Stepan Shurigan busy again after his busiest night of the season when he stopped 41 on Saturday night against the Erie Otters. Spirit win this offensive zone faceoff. Back to Jones. Jilkin ducks down the boards, gets away from Lutz, cuts to the middle, takes the shot. That one stopped by Rye. Dives on top of it behind himself. and has located it somehow. Now a pile up afterwards as Parrish has one of the Spirit players in a headlock. He's trying to knock his helmet off right now. I think it's Blake Barnes. The linesman grabbing at the visor of Francis Parrish. And I believe they'll send both of them. Francis Parrish looked at Blake Barnes in the death grip there. 3:55 here in the second, and we'll have offsetting minor penalties. Parrish for the Petes, Barnes for the Spirit. And so, open ice at 4-on-4. Levi Harper out with James Go. Harper's had a couple of good looks in this game. Two right shot defenders out there for Chris Lasry right now. Barabanov and Klepov are the forwards. Walton to take the face-off. Tied up with Barabanov. Kicks it back, moves there to Harper. Then the right point, James Go waits and shoots. He scores! James Go in his final game in Peterborough gives Saginaw the 3-0 lead. It is not the first goal he has scored against his former team. He scored against the Petes last year at the Dow Events Center. But it's his first time scoring against the Peterborough Petes in this building. James Go, fourth-round pick of the Petes in 2021. A full-circle moment. His former Peterborough billet family is in the building. Goals in back-to-back games. His fifth of the season at 4-on-4. James Go has Saginaw firmly in the driver's seat with a wrist shot past the glove of Easton Rye. It's 3-0. Caleb Hartnell back in behind the Peterborough net. Levi Harper has the assist on that goal. That puts him 1 point shy of Zane Parek's mark as well. Adam Novotny in the neutral zone. Tries to split the Spirit defense, gets hauled down in a pileup of three Spirit players. In the interim, Carson Cameron rolls after Barabanov in the far corner. This is taken by Levi Harper again. Outlet pass right onto the tape of Graydon Jones. Down the wing he goes, cuts to the backhand. Maybe he can follow the luck of James Gone, a little hometown magic here. Jones from the circle has his pocket picked. And it'll roll back in on Easton Rye, who moves it there with the goal stick to Adam Novotny. 59 seconds left at 4-on-4. Inside 3 to go here in the second period. This is Walton driving wide and a rising shot off the chest protector of Stepan Shurigan. Zhilkin back behind the Spirit net. Novotny taken into the boards there by Harper. Pocket picked by Walton. Puts it back in front, went off the fallen stick. That was in that play. Matthew Perot could have had an easy tap in. And so this down the right side. Back into the Peterborough zone. Perot drops it back for Garrett Fraser. Up to Young. Barabanov picks up his second assist of the game. Shurigan's in the trapezoid to play. Look out, he almost got tied up on a loose stick. Petes will put it back down into the corner. Drew Roscoe off the wall. Then it's Xander Valeris for Carson Harmer. That puck fired back in by Garrett Fraser. Drew Roscoe. And it gets hung up on that loose stick again. Back in behind the Spirit net. Finally, Valeris gets it out to Dima Zhilkin. Inside 2 to go here in the second period. Zhilkin flips it up to himself. Tries to get around the Peterborough defenders. This is picked up here. Up the near side by Matthew Soto. Off the boards, Carson Harmer. Can't knock that away. Here's Roscoe, give it away. Young, the shot, glove save by Shurigan. One of his finest of the night. Faulkner, a little flyby for Roscoe. And Valeris grabs him by the mask. 1:39 left in the second period. And the Spirit having about enough of some of the antics here in this game. 1:39 left in period 2. Great save by the glove of Stepan Shurigan. After a little bit of a miscommunication. Faulkner and Hanrahan having some words now on their way back to the face-off circle. 1:39 left in the second. Drew Roscoe has picked up a penalty here. We're going to skate at 4-on-4 again. Thought maybe Valeris would have picked something up. 1:39 left in this second period. 5 against 4. Thought the hands of the referees showed something else. So a Peterborough power play here. 1:39 left in the second. 7th Stormmaster Exteriors penalty kill here for the Spirit with Roscoe in the box. They lead it 3-0. Novotny off the draw. Dropping this one back to the point. Novotny loops again. Over. Walton shoots. Kick saved by Shurigan. The rebound cleared back out by Bodie Stewart. Roscoe's picked up a roughing penalty. Not sure exactly where he got mixed up in that scrum. Looked like if anybody was going to get a penalty, it could have been Xander Valeris. But this one off the boards. Walton into the offensive zone for Peterborough. Curl and drag around Glavin. Backhand shot. Great save by Shurigan. Walton gets it back in front. Oh, big glove save! Shurigan absolutely robs Kolarek. The pass came right in between the face-off dots and the Spirit netminder. All kinds of pats from his teammates. A beautiful save by the Russian netminder Shurigan. 1:04 left in the second. He keeps it 3-0. He makes a fantastic stop on the move by Walton. Walton stays with it and puts it right between the dots. You're not going to see a prettier glove save than that from 63. Levac gets waved out of the face-off. Walton will step in to take it. Dima Zilkin went a little early on the puck drop. Justine Todd, one of the lines persons, has an extra word for Walton. He'll win it back. Levac to Lutz. Point shot blocked. Rebound comes out to Levac. In the right wing circle. Final minute of the period. He's back behind the net. Now up it comes for Lutz. Off the left wing boards. Back to Levac. Walks out into the circle. Back up high. This is Walton. Center point. Takes the shot off of Shurigan in the goalpost. Got a piece of it with the glove. Looked like he saw it the whole way through. This one comes off the kick plate. Dima Zilkin snaps it around. And all the way out past Lutz. 36 to go here in the period. It's back behind Easton Rye. Shurigan gets a little bit of help from the goalpost behind him. Lutz back up through center. The drop pass in the neutral zone. Picked up by Walton. To the left circle. Stick check there by Valeris. Knocked off the puck. Spills into the circle again. Now this is Barabanov to get out to center. Short-handed. Down the right wing. There's Barabanov. Stops up. Finds Klepov. One short-handed goal already. Another shot there. That goes off Novotny. Klepov on the loose puck for the rebound. Jones back to Valeris in the defensive end, and that's it for the second period. Barabanov was in and thought about shooting, but the horn sounds just as he crosses the offensive blue line. Shots through 40 minutes, 28-14 in favor of the Peterborough Petes. Nikita Klepov, Jacob Kluche, and James Go have the goals for the Saginaw Spirit. Stepan Shurigan has a fantastic performance so far. It's 3-0 Saginaw. We'll send you to a break. Second intermission is coming up in a moment. Jonathan, ready for you back in the studio. Back in a moment. You're on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
At Dow, we believe performance starts long before the whistle blows. It begins in the lab, where science meets sport. From apparel to playing surfaces to gear, we create cutting-edge materials that help drive high performance from lab to stadium. Because in sports, just like in science, every second counts. And every material matters. Dow, at the intersection of sport and science. Learn more at dow.com/sports.
When you're shopping for insurance, you might say, "What? Huh?"
I'm so over this.
But what you really need to say is something that could actually help.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
When you get a local State Farm agent, they can help make it easy and help you choose the coverage you need. Plus, they're available online, over the phone, or even in person.
I'm so into this.
Contact State Farm agent Kathy Taffel to create your personal price plan today. Garber Ford is proud to serve Bay City with the same customer service the Great Lakes Bay region has come to expect since 1907. Our Ford team of experts you know and trust are dedicated to making your experience even better. And your vehicle is serviced by factory-trained technicians with the highest standards. We have everything you need, even tires. Get it all at Garber Ford. Come see us in Bay City at the intersection of Euclid, Wilder, and Better. Online at GarberFordBayCity.com.
Mid-Michigan Canine Academy's Redemption Crew loves Saginaw and the surrounding communities who have blessed us so much, and we are concerned about the epidemic of rehome dogs and dogs left at shelters. If your dog is a handful, or if you're thinking about rehoming your dog, let us help you with its behavioral challenges. Our 7-day doggy boot camp can help. Not all dogs are as fortunate as Henry the Hockey Dog, but they all deserve a second chance. Give us a call at Mid-Michigan Canine Academy and let us help you transform your dog's behavior and your life.
It's time for your intermission report. In the Stormmaster Exterior Studios, here is Jonathan Dent.
The story of the second period is the Spirit special teams killing off more penalties, cashing in on the power play with one even strength 4-on-4. Has them out to a 3-0 lead after 2 periods. Let's take a look back at that middle frame, brought to you by Raymond. Empower your purpose. It was 1-0 Saginaw heading into this period with 4-on-4 for 38 seconds. Quickly turns to a 5-on-4 Spirit power play, but it immediately goes back to 4-on-4. James Go takes a tripping penalty. Eventually things return to 5-on-5 thanks to a couple more nice saves by Stepan Shurigan. We'll hear more about him in just a moment. The Petes maintain control out of that brief power play, keeping Saginaw to 0 shots through the first several minutes. The Spirits start to get some more footing under them, but at 6 minutes 20 seconds, they go down a man. Jacob Cloutier sits for hooking. The Peterborough Petes set up. Adam Novotny looks to cash in off some good puck movement, but he's denied by the glove of Shurigan, and Saginaw kills it off.
Picked up in a trade with the Sudbury Wolves at the deadline. This is Walton, left side, snaps across ice. One touch pass back to the right point. A shot glove there by Stepan Shurigan on the point shot from Novotny.
Face-off win in the defensive end. Springs, Harper, and Jilkin, whose shot 5 hole is just closed off to keep it 1-0. That's the Spirits' first shot of the period, 9 minutes, 16 seconds in. Soon after that, Slashing sends Lutz to the box. Saginaw to their first power play that they get some good time on, and they make the most of it, setting up some good movement in the offensive end. Barabanov from the top of the zone to Klepov in the right circle. He finds Jacob Cloutier right in the middle to score his 12th of the season and make it 2-0.
Klepov has it. Center point now, Barabanov. Near side, Klepov goes into the middle. They shot, they score! Jacob Cloutier right between the dots. McCallum takes the hit from Jilkin afterwards. 9:34 to go in the second period. Saginaw makes it 2-0.
Saginaw's quickly back to the man advantage. Caden McGregor sits for tripping at 12:55. Oh, by the way, your Herman Hissen Company time of the goal for the Cloutier tally, 10 minutes, 26 seconds. A couple minutes later, though, Saginaw back to the power play off that tripping call. The Petes hold on shorthanded. They kill off a lot of that time. Stepan Shurigan, a nice couple saves. He seals off the right post to deny a wraparound chance from Faulkner, then gets across to stop Aiden Young on his left, one right after the other.
Faulkner back and behind the net. Wraparound chance, shorthanded opportunity. Here's Aiden Young in front. That one fought off by Shurigan. Falling down, he makes the save with the glove.
16 minutes, 5 seconds. Francis Parrish and Blake Barnes exchange penalties. It's 4-on-4. Right off the tie-up, Levi Harper works it over to former Pete James Go, and his wrist shot goes past Rye's glove and in. 3-0 Saginaw.
Tied up with Barabanov, kicks it back, moves there to Harper. And then the right point, James Go waits and shoots. He scores! James Go in his final game in Peterborough gives Saginaw the 3-0 lead.
Igor Barabanov picks up the secondary assist with the face-off win on that one. It's the only goal of the 4-on-4 time. And as that expires, Peterborough goes to the power play, their 7th of the evening, as Drew Roscoe takes a roughing penalty. Kieran Walton puts Shurigan off balance on a shot off his zone entry. He passes it off to Leon Kolarek, and Shurigan makes the save while falling to keep them off the board and close out the period.
This one off the boards. Walton into the offensive zone for Peterborough. Curl and drag around Glavin. Backhand shot. Great save by Shurigan. Walton gets it back in front. Oh, the glove save! Shurigan absolutely robs Kolarek. The pass came right in between the face-off dots and the Spirit netminder. All kinds of pats from his teammates. A beautiful save by the Russian netminder Shurigan. 1:04 left in the second. He keeps it 3-0.
Stepan Shurigan, a huge factor in that second period for the Spirit, has them out to that 3-0 lead. Shots on goal. He faced 15 in the middle frame. Saginaw got 6 away during that time. 28-14, the Petes lead it on the game total. The Spirit 1 for 4 on the power play. Peterborough 0 for 7. Scoring in the second, Jacob Kluche on the power play, assisted by Klepov and Barabanov. Then James Go, his 5th of the season, assisted by Levi Harper and Barabanov again. Right now, Saginaw has a shorthanded goal, a power play goal, and an even strength goal that came 4-on-4. So they're scoring in all the situations here with the special teams. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, Dylan and I break down that second period a little more for you here on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
Disability Network Mid-Michigan promotes and encourages independence for all people with disabilities. Our vision is to create accessible and inclusive communities where everyone has opportunities to live the life they choose. Whether you're looking for a job, skills to become self-sufficient, trying to find the right assistive technology, or know someone who wants to move out of a nursing facility, we are here for you. Contact Disability Network Mid-Michigan today, the disability experts in your community.
When you're ready for checking that earns interest and gives you perks, Merc Perks Plus from Mercantile Bank is here. With a competitive interest rate and perks like travel services, cashback rewards, and identity protection, Merc Perks Plus has everything you need for your busy lifestyle. Merc Perks Plus also offers discounts on consumer loans and access to almost 40,000 fee-free MoneyPass ATMs. So when you're ready for perks, Merc is here. Learn more at mercbank.com/mercperksplus. Member FDIC.
Your active life depends on healthy muscles, bones, and joints. When pain arises, My Michigan Health is your go-to place. Our comprehensive musculoskeletal team offers the latest in surgical and non-surgical treatments and includes experts in specialized orthopedics and sports medicine. Whether your pain originates from your knee, hip, hand, elbow, shoulder, ankle, or foot, our experts can help. With more than 50 providers across 21 locations in central and northern Michigan, we're dedicated to keeping you active. Learn more at mymichigan.org/MSK.
Henry the Hockey Dog loves food and he loves people, which is why Rescue Ministries is partnering with Henry to provide 5,000 meals to our homeless neighbors. It costs $3 to provide a warm meal at the mission, and Henry is asking for your help. Right, Henry? Text Henry 2025 to 50155 to make a donation. Caravan Facilities Management also cares and is willing to match your donation right now. Help Henry provide a meal and consider donating today.
Your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey is WSGW.
Welcome back. 3-0. The Spirit lead it after 2 periods of play as we bring in from the Town Place Suites by Marriott broadcast booth, Dylan Clark. Dylan, a little bit of everything there in the second period, but like I said during the recap there, the special teams, the biggest story for the Spirit so far through 40 minutes.
Yeah, no, Jonathan, I agree with you. And our first point here, do you want to look at it from a glass half full or a glass half empty perspective? I'll let you pick.
Well, there's a combination of both there. 7 penalty kills is not great, but keeping your opponent 0 for 7 on the penalty kill, that's pretty good.
Exactly my point, my friend. You would prefer to not be in the shorthanded column 7 times. But if you have to be shorthanded 7 times, 7 for 7 so far, it doesn't get any better than that. And we've seen a lot of really good things from the Spirit penalty kill. Again, your goaltender's got to be your best penalty killer. Stepan Shurigan has 28 saves here in this game. Not just on the PK, but since we're talking about it, he's seeing the chances that Peterborough's getting through. Making the saves, penalty killers take care of the rebounds, and they've got their heads up. They know where they're going. They're not messing around with anything. They're not taking any chances. As soon as somebody's got the puck, it's out, and it's out quickly. There's no soft flip out to the neutral zone. There's no stick handle and look for a pass out. No. As soon as the Spirit penalty killers get their hands on that thing, it's up, it's off the ice, and it's down the ice. 99 times out of 100. So really good penalty killing habits here by the Spirit in this game.
They're able to use that to generate some shorthanded pressure. I mean, we saw that in the first period, a couple great chances. One of them ends up in the back of the net, and we see that a little bit more during the PKs in the second here too.
Well, and that's the luxury of having guys like Nikita Klepov and Dimas Yilkin out there. It's a little bit, not really a dice roll because they're great players in this league, but sometimes they're going to think more offensively minded. But it doesn't come at the expense of any defensive responsibility for those two. They don't cheat the game, especially not while shorthanded, but they also have the wheels and the offensive skill set to turn those offensive chances into a shorthanded goal like we saw in that first period. So when they do get put out there, again, it's going to be a lot of minutes for those guys here as the season rolls on. We're approaching the final chapter, the final third of this 68-game calendar here for the Spirit. So they're going to play a lot of hockey, all situations. And you know what? That's the development path, right? That's what this league's all about. So Nikita Klepov, projected first-round pick in the National Hockey League. He's getting his penalty-killing shoes on here, and he's got a shorthanded goal.
Zooming out just a little bit, Saginaw looking good when they're able to set up in the offensive end, get that puck moving. That's kind of been their style for years now. But a lot of this game has been dictated kind of by some back and forth just into the corners. Neither team really getting things set up. It's kind of been a foot race.
It has been a foot race, and Peterborough has that extra speed. They've got the extra size as well. Chris Lasry talked during Coach's Corner about some of the puck battles, and they weren't being lost because of poor hockey IQ or bad reads or anything like that. They were simply being lost because it's a 16 or a 17-year-old player going in against somebody that's 3 years older and probably 15 or 20 pounds heavier than him. That's been the case a couple of times here tonight. Not every time, but there have been a few instances of that where, player A, if he's a little bit older and has some more time to bulk up, when this team is full of 18, 19, and 20-year-olds, they're probably winning those puck battles, and it's a much different game. But give the Pete's credit. They are generating chances off the rush, and they're winning a lot of board battles and corner battles, like you said.
Going into the third period here, Spirit not too accustomed. They've done it quite a few times this season, but entering the third period with a nice lead, what's it going to take for them to close this one out?
Well, appreciate the work that you've done. Take some pride in the work that you've done, but do not even for a moment take your foot off the gas pedal. You got a 3-0 lead against a really good team in the Eastern Conference in the Peterborough Petes. There cannot be a lapse in focus. We've seen lapses in focus out of this hockey team. Really, between any of the periods, they seem to come in the second. So maybe they've pushed past that. I think the Spirit, this is an opportunity. Look, it's an opportunity to win a hockey game, yes. But in the context of the year and in player development, this is an opportunity to kind of show some maturity here. Really put this game away. Put it in, not in park, but really lock things down. You're up 3-0. Don't roll the dice too much. Show some maturity here, and let's guide this one home.
All right, third period action coming up in just a moment. Dylan, as always, thank you for your time. A quick break, then a look at our out-of-town scores here on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
Find space at Frankenmuth Spring Hill Suites, where you can savor your time away with the little extras that are included. Each studio suite features extra room to spread out when on the road with your family or your team. Airy beds are piled high with pillows for that little bit of extra comfort. And an innovative 3-in-1 trundle sofa provides even more sleeping options. Book your next stay at Spring Hill Suites by Marriott, where every room is more than a room.
From making athletic footwear stronger and lighter to powering the future of electric racing vehicles, material science and R&D are the MVPs of innovation. At Dow, we collaborate with customers and partners to tackle a wide range of sports product challenges with cutting-edge advancements in technology. Dow's innovations can help to improve performance and sustainability throughout the world of sports. Dow, at the intersection of sports and science.
Your region, your team. You're listening to Saginaw Spirit Hockey on WSGW.
Welcome back. Jonathan Dent here in the studio with your out-of-town scores brought to you by Buffalo Wild Wings. The Niagara Ice Dogs, or rather the Barrie Colts, have just tied things up against the Niagara Ice Dogs in the third. It's a 3-3 tie thanks to Ben Wilmot of the Colts. It's a 3-2 lead for the North Bay Battalion at home over the Brantford Bulldogs. 2 second-period goals have the troops out to that lead. One of them scored by Sebastian Gervais, the former Spirit forward. I told you we'd be looking at our standings here for the Western Conference, at least a little bit. Saginaw currently sitting in 8th. They've got 39 points. The two teams in front of them, the Owen Sound Attack and the Guelph Storm, both sitting at 40 points. This is a big weekend for the Spirit, in addition to it being an Eastern Conference road trip for them. Owen Sound playing 2 games this weekend, Guelph playing 1. So that's 6th place in the Western Conference, not totally out of the realm of possibility as we look to get down the stretch here on the 2025-26 season. They've got to close out this game first against the Peterborough Petes. They've got a 3-0 lead. They'll look to do that after this on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
Too many people end up in the retirement penalty box, paying more in taxes, missing out on healthcare options, or skating without a plan. At McIntosh and Associates, we help keep your game sharp with clear, personalized retirement strategies. Let's build a plan that works in every period of life. Call 989-692-2200 or visit wealthmichigan.com. McIntosh and Associates, retirement made clear.
Did you know the University of Michigan Flint is the fastest growing public university in the state? How do we do it? Access to top-ranked degree programs and one of the largest alumni networks. Access to small class sizes with renowned U of M professors. And access to the Go Blue free tuition guarantee. Because sometimes in life where you're going depends on where you go. Learn more about our growth at uofmflint.edu.
Soar with us. Saginaw Spirit Hockey is on 100.5 FM WSGW.
We get set to start the third period here from the Peterborough Memorial Center. 3-0. Saginaw has the lead. Off goals from Nikita Klepov, Jacob Kluche, and the former Pete himself, Mr. James Go. 21 seconds remain on a Drew Roscoe penalty for roughing. So Saginaw starts out shorthanded. Their 7th Stormmaster Exteriors penalty kill of this game. They have not surrendered a power play goal to this point. They've got 21 seconds to get through this one. And then they're back at even strength. And the puck's down here for the third period. Lots of bodies go down. One of them, the referee, TJ Hunter. And the puck is flipped back in to the Saginaw zone. This is Xander Valeris. They control and rip it up the near side wall. That'll be cleared and given a lively bounce off the end boards. Easton Rye to drop things off for Caleb Hartnell. Down the left side. Bump back to the middle. This is Carson Cameron. Roscoe is out of the box. Little pass there through the goal mouth. Goes out the other side for Peterborough. And out to neutral ice. This is Hammond. Stick lift from Popoy. Hammond back through center. Throws a backhander back for McCallum. Now Faulkner. And play is blown down on a hand pass against the Peterborough Petes. 40 seconds gone here in the third period. And another scrum as Josh Glavin's getting a couple of pops up high. He was locked up with Brendan Faulkner. Not sure what preceded that. Saw a couple of gloved jabs from Faulkner to Glavin. And will both be brought over. McCallum, it's a couple of words for Glavin, who's all smiles right now. Faulkner looks like he wants to try and get back over after Josh Glavin. They'll be separated. We'll skate it 4-on-4 here. .40 seconds gone here in the third period. Glavin and Faulkner to sit on roughing penalties. So James Go had a goal at 4-on-4 for Saginaw in that second period. We'll see if the extra ice benefits the Spirit for a second time. Up 3-0 here in this third period. Saginaw 7-0-0-1 this season. The other 8 times that they've carried a lead into the third. Klepov for Barabanov. Up through center ice. 2 helpers for Igor Barabanov in this game already. Nice move to carve in and find Blake Barnes. Cross ice feed goes off the boards. Then Graydon Jones for Klepov. Up high. Barabanov pulls that puck in to his possession. Just inside the blue line. Given back here to Nikita Klepov. Takes the drop off. Does give it there, but it's given away. Now a breakaway. Novotny alone against Shurigan. Can't get a clean shot away. Blake Barnes may have gotten a stick on that on a heavy back check. Good work by 72 and White. Now he gets the puck up the near side. Graydon Jones down the wing, and a pad save is made by Rye. Rebound. Deflected up to the boards. Barabanov down low looking for Jones. The pass back up high. Avoids everybody in a white sweater. And it's back for the Spirit goaltender. Barabanov moves it quickly to Harper. 1 assist in this game. The next point ties Zane Parek's rookie defenseman scoring record for Levi Harper. James Go over the blue line. Finds Dima Zhilkin. Takes a heavy check from Faulkner, or Fraser rather. Now Papoy trying to put that puck in front. Gave it right to Walton. 41 seconds left at 4-on-4 here in the third period. It's got 2 minutes out of it. Walton trying to shift on through. Gets shouldered there by Levi Harper. James Go off the wall. Stolen. Aiden Young shot blocker saved by Shurigan. Goes off the glass. Young back after this puck in the corner. Hit by Levi Harper. Brody Papoy comes over and a stick lift. Walton's on him. Papoy moves the puck. James Go back behind the Spirit net. The outlet pass is too far ahead of Levi Harper, so it's Garrett Fraser back in the Peterborough zone, weaving between the dots. Zhilkin and Fraser now lock up and do battle in the corner. Fraser locks on to Zhilkin's stick. Pete's will have it. Aiden Young up through center ice. 17 and a half to go in the third. Gives it there to Soto. Right to the net. Taken down. Goes awkwardly into the goalpost. And a penalty is upcoming here. Tripping to Levi Harper. 17-14 to go. Third period. 3-0 Spirit. They'll be shorthanded. Let's pause for 10 seconds for station identification here on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
This is Saginaw Spirit Hockey on 100.5 FM WSGW. Carlton, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland.
A tripping penalty to Saginaw's Levi Harper. It'll send them to their 8th Stormmaster Exteriors penalty kill in this game. They've killed off 7. Point shot goes into the glass from Novotny. They lead the Peterborough Petes 3-0. This is Lutz now as the top Peterborough power play unit tries to go to work here. Lutz keeps it alive. Walton, cross ice, looking back in front. Broken play. Pat saved by Shurigan. They shovel in the rebound. Levac was waiting there. A broken play ends up as a pad save. Shurigan had to sprawl back to his right. And Levac just shovels it up over the right pad of Stepan Shurigan. Finally, the Petes get on the board. It's a power play goal. 16:52 to go in the third. And it's 3-1. There was maybe the feeling that puck came back out over the blue line, as I believe Carson Harmer had the hand up in the air on the keep for the retrieval by the Petes up high. But they'll drop this puck at center ice. And for Adam Levac, his 14th goal of the season. We've yet to see a goal at 5-on-5 here in this game. That'll spoil the shutout bid for Stepan Shurigan. As we've got an icing call here, Garrett Fraser buries Ryan Hanrahan right into the Peterborough bench. And Hanrahan in some discomfort here. He'll head back to the Spirit end, though, and prepare to drop this puck in a D-zone faceoff after the icing. So a step back in the right direction for the Peterborough Petes here. Offensive zone faceoff. Brett Hammond to take it. Won it back. Garrett Fraser, who was dealt some punishing blows in this game. Now for Brett Hammond. Shouldered off that puck by Jensen Geldart and rims the puck back around to the near side. Pete still in the offensive zone. Poked away, though, by Ryan Hanrahan. Back to the Peterborough blue line as Radley knocks over Bodie Stewart. Hammond back out to center. This is shut down by Drew Roscoe. Pete's leave the puck behind. Picked up by Jensen Geldart. Down the right side, trying to go back in front for Hanrahan. The pass gets cut off. Hanrahan flipped there by Faulkner. Bodie Stewart up high. Roscoe, near side Go. Takes a shot. Good save there by Rye as he's able to fight that off. Go keeps it alive and snaps it down into the far circle. Stewart takes the shot. That goes wide on the glove side of Rye. McCallum gets it out. Hammond looking towards the middle. This is Faulkner. Tries to go through James Go. Gets blown up. And a hit there. We'll see that onto the stick of Stepan Shurigan, who plays it back around. And Go locks up into the near corner boards with Matthew Soto. Jensen Geldart plays this puck around for Drew Roscoe. Bouncer up the wall. Roscoe gets drilled there by McCallum on a high hit. He's slow to get back up. Adjusts the visor. Now this is picked up by James Go. Up through center end and flips it back in. Roscoe still with a hand to his face here as he gets back to the Saginaw bench. And this is blown down offside. 15:31 here in this third period. 3-1 the lead here for Saginaw. Kolarik and Kieran Walton will pick up the assists on the Levac goal. Offensive zone faceoff here for the Spirit after the icing. Drew Roscoe continues to be tended to on the Spirit bench. Seems to be no worse for wear. Aiden Young will take this faceoff against Carson Harmer, who gets waved out for Jacob Kluche. Luce wins the faceoff back to Brody Papoy, turns and shoots one, and it's saved by Easton Rye. Right in the midsection, he hangs on for another faceoff, 15-27. 72nd game in a Peterborough Pete's uniform for Easton Rye. Last performance was a 25-save shutout on January 17th against the Niagara Ice Dogs. Again, grew up coming to games with his grandparents and watching Pete's goaltender Andrew D'Agostini. Got him into goaltending, and now he wears the maroon and white. Back at the left point, Jones, point shot for the Spirit. Ricochets wide. Walton off the far wall. Gets it out as far as center. But Saginaw's Graydon Jones takes over. This puck onto the stick now, Brody Papoy looking towards the middle. Down the left wing, twisting that one in against Walton. This is Perreault now here for the Petes. Off the glass, out to center, bouncing puck. Will be pushed back in by Soto. Picks the pocket of Jones down to the goal line. Soto puts it off the outside of the net. Now Jones finds Harmer. Races for contact. It's a heavy hit there from Carson Cameron. And a little return fire there from Harmer to Cameron. Pete's back down the right side. Soto into the circle looking for Walton. Bouncing puck. Not to the Spirit net yet. This is finally picked up here by Jacob Kluche as he skates it out to center ice. Tries to pull Cameron in and throws the puck down the near side boards. Matthew Soto run off things there by Brody Papoy. This is Hartnell up the right side into the offensive zone for Peterborough. 14:23 to go. Third period, 3-1 the lead here for Saginaw. Levac has the lone goal in the game, or in the third period rather, for the Petes. Now a giveaway. Look out. Novotny nearly stole that one and shoveled it towards the Spirit net. James Go came over to break things up. Carson Cameron tried to shovel a point shot. Now Brody Papoy at the end of a very long shift into the offensive zone. Then the skate of Klepov down low to the goal line. That shot right off the mask of Easton Rye and out of play. Great scoring opportunity there for the Spirit. 14 minutes left in this third period, and Easton Rye is able to shrug that off the mask. Brody Papoy just hanging on, digging deep, and able to get that pass on through for Nikita Klepov. Top line is back out. Barabanov, Zilkin, Klepov for the Spirit. Pete's counter with Levac, McGregor, Novotny. Levac's won this draw. Number 89 ranked North American skater on NHL Central Scouting's list, not to be overshadowed by what Novotny or Klepov are doing in this game. Levac's got the goal for Peterborough. Here comes Saginaw, though, as Shilkin shoots this back down the left side. Rye is out to play it. Ben Radley back behind the Peterborough net. Throws a backhanded pass there for Garrett Fraser. Up towards neutral ice. It's intercepted by Levi Harper. Over the offensive blue line, stumbles. Ben Radley. Then Garrett Fraser back in behind the Peterborough net. 13:25 to go, third period. 3-1 Spirit. Another interception in the neutral zone as Harper gets drilled there on a hit from Fraser. Now this is back into the Saginaw end as into the corner they go. Two more collisions. Far sideboard. It'll be picked up by Saginaw Xander Valeris. Little stick lift there as he escapes out to neutral ice as Francis Parrish was on him. This is wristed back in by Valeris. Taken by Giannis Lutz up the near side looking for Parrish. Back in behind the Spirit net. It goes down for an icing. 12:55 left in the third period. 3-1. Saginaw has the lead. Levac's got the most recent goal for the Peterborough Petes. We're back to the PMC in a moment here on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
We're Durolast. We make the world's best roof. As one of the country's largest roofing manufacturers, we have locations across North America. But for more than 40 years, Saginaw has been our home. Like Saginaw, Durolast has a can-do, never-quit attitude. And just like Saginaw, our people make us strong. Innovative, resilient. That's the spirit of Saginaw. That's Durolast, the world's best roof.
Hi, this is Carson Armour, and you're listening to Saginaw Spirit Hockey on 100.5 WSGW.
12:55 here in this third period. 3-1. Saginaw has the lead over the Peterborough Petes. And Adam Levac from Leon Kolarek and Kieran Walton, a power play goal. Spoiled the shutout bid for Stepan Shurigan and has gotten Peterborough on the board in this game at 3-1. Still 30 saves on 31 shots for Stepan Shurigan here. Fourth straight start, 38th appearance of the season in Saginaw's 44th game. He has been the more prominent of the two Spirit goaltenders as Carson Harmer now waits to take this face-off against Giannis Lutz. And we are not able to drop this puck just yet. The referees, TJ Hunter and David Elford in this game. Hunter has to make another message delivery to the penalty box. Justine Todd will be ready to drop this puck against Carson Harmer, or with Carson Harmer. Lutz will pull it to the boards, and this is Garrett Fraser out of the D zone here for Peterborough. Down the left side, Pete's back in. Lutz fakes the shot, steps into it, tries to throw that back door for Fraser. Good read by Brody Najim defensively for the Spirit. This is Tanasi Marintet back behind the Peterborough goal. Pass up the far boards, gets tied up in the skates of the linesman. Here's an opportunity and a shot fought off by Shurigan. A little bit of a gift there for Leon Kolarek. And now this one turned off the right pad of Shurigan from in close. Stick lift by Harmer. Flipped it back out the center over everybody's head. A wobbling puck goes back down for Easton Rye. Shoveled it to the near side glass. McCallum off the boards here for Peterborough. 12:16 to go. Third period. Pete's back in. Kolarik's the shot. That goes off the glass. Perreault just inside the line. Snaps another one wide. That goes wide on the glove hand side of Shurigan. Broken play. This is picked up by Sawyer Schmidt. We see the fourth line out here for Saginaw. Schmidt crosses the offensive blue line. Twists it back. Lost the handle at the last second against Brett Hammond. He goes down on Brody Najim. And the Petes will take this. Perreault back out at center. Angled back in by McCallum. Shurigan rolls out of his net to come and play this to the near sideboards. Perreault pushes it back down in behind the Spirit net. Xander Valeris. Stretch pass back out to the neutral zone off of a Peterborough shin guard and moved ahead on the intercept by Bodie Stewart for Ryan Hanrahan. Down to the goal line. Hanrahan as the goaltender took a spill there. Easton Rye just now getting back to his skates. Look at the wheels on Hanrahan. He takes a full lap around the offensive zone. Gets the skates clipped, though, by Brett Hammond. Here comes McCallum, though, on the counterattack for Peterborough. Put back in front. Xander Valeris comes over to take out a piece there of Brendan Faulkner. Puck back in behind the Saginaw net. Hanrahan off the boards. Can't get it around Cameron. Intercepts. Takes it right to the Spirit net. The centering feed in front. Can't be handled. Off the boards. Now this will be Bodie Stewart. Flip back in. Glove down. Stewart gets wide on Hartnell. Out of the right wing corner. Hits the trailer. Carson Harmer back on the ice now for Levi Harper. Center point. Go. Then Papoy. Cross ice. Here's the chance. Harmer down low. It rolls over the goal post or over the crossbar. But Stewart tried to whack that out of midair. Back up to center ice. James Go. Back for Levi Harper. Approaching the midway point of the third period. 3-1 Spirit. Levi Harper takes it over the offensive line himself. Gets on through. Harper just shrugged aside at the last second by Cameron. They do battle back behind the net. Have a couple of words for each other. Brody Papoy takes a heavy check. Aiden Young steals away from Jacob Kluche back behind the Peterborough goal. Cross-ice feed. Cameron settles it down. Gets a heavy shoulder there from Brody Papoy. Now this is back in behind the Saginaw net. Soto closes off James Go. The pass back in front. A snapshot off the stick of Walton. Fought off by Shurigan. Rebound back in behind the Saginaw net. Heavy collision. Down on the ice after a hit from Young is one of the Spirit defenders. Still wrapped up in behind the play. The puck is nowhere near either of them. It was Levi Harper. Now the puck in the near side corner as Young and Harper continue to go back to work. Harper shrugs down Young and fires his stick away. The puck still hasn't moved. Play's going to continue. Finally, the whistle's going to blow. They're going to send both of them. And Levi Harper still wants a piece of Aiden Young. 9:41 to go in the third. Harper having to be restrained here. That was let go for quite some time. Now Young and Kluche have words. Aiden Young wearing an alternate captain's letter here for the Peterborough Petes. Kluche back to the bench. Harper and Young to the box. 9:41 here in this third period. Aiden Young was on the back of Levi Harper for quite some time. You got to imagine that the only reason it was let go is maybe Harper had a pretty decent handle on Aiden Young's stick. It looked from up here, though, and we are far away here at the PMC in our Town Place Suites by Marriott press box. Broadcast booth. We're well inside the other blue line, but it looked like Young was getting a pretty good shot in there on Levi Harper. Nikita Klepov at 4-on-4 into the offensive zone for Barabanov, right between the face-off dots. Poked away at the last moment now. Novotny will take things back out to center ice here for the Peterborough Petes. Unsportsmanlike conduct penalties have been assessed to those two players. Levi Harper and Aiden Young. Now this is Barabanov. Back into the offensive zone at 4-on-4. Barabanov wheels around. Back down the pipeline. Here comes Barabanov into the slot. His shot deflected wide. Novotny off the end boards. Novotny stretch pass broken up, but Levac still gets it. Carries a man to the net. Save made by Shurigan. The rebound is picked up by Igor Barabanov. Gets out of the way of the hit. Barabanov back through center. Doubles back as he's got Novotny on him. Back between the dots. Dropped off. James Go. 57 seconds left on 4-on-4. 8:35 here in the third period. 3-1. Saginaw leads it here from Peterborough. Brody Popoy carves his way down the left side. Stops at the wall. Flanked by two Petes. Drew Roscoe comes in. Hartnell picks things up in behind the Peterborough net and drops it back for Garrett Fraser. 36 to go with 4-on-4. Fraser there for Walton. An assist in this game. Has points in every game where he's pulled on a Pete's jersey. Down the left side he goes. Now down to the goal line and behind the net. Here in Walton. Back up. Fraser slides this one across. Off the boards. Too far away from Hartnell. This one will be turned off the boards by Popoy. Now to lay down. Dima Zhilkin racing after it. Garrett Fraser got there ahead of him and just pokes things back out to center. Hartnell trying to one-hand this puck away from Zhilkin. Back down into the corner. Now it's Soto back behind the Spirit net. A one-time chance. And a broken stick for Garrett Fraser. So he makes his way back to the bench in a stretch pass as Zhilkin down the right side into the offensive zone. Curls around, stops, turns around, back in behind the net now. Zhilkin twisting again. Back behind the goal line, comes out and escapes, taken down there on the hit by Brett Hammond. Puck comes up the right wing boards for Faulkner. A long shoot in, two bounces, and it's knocked down and swept aside by Stepan Shurigan. Tanner Valeris tossed into the wall. Carson Cameron on this loose puck now for Peterborough. Down to the goal line, a shot fought off by Shurigan. Rebound is loose. Spirit get it to the wall. Not out of the zone. Perot, shouldered there by Ryan Hanrahan. Pete's get a shot through. This deflects out of play. Valeris and the Pete get locked up again. Valeris having more words here for Perot. And he's having to be restrained by the linesman. 7:04 left in this third period. Young and Levi Harper have been removed from the penalty boxes. So we're back at 5-on-5, at least for right now. It's a long penalty sheet here on this Thursday night in Peterborough. Offensive zone face-off for Braden McCallum. He goes against Carson Harmer to the right of Stepan Shurigan. And a bouncing puck that Harmer is able to shovel back there. Make his way over to Josh Glavin, then Ryan Hanrahan. Perot can't keep that in at the offensive blue line for Peterborough. Stolen by Hanrahan, ducks out of the way of a check. That could have been devastating there on that attempted hit from McCallum. Now the puck back in the neutral zone. They get it ahead. Jacob Kluche is chasing after it down from the goal line. He's drawn a penalty out of McCallum on an attempted stick lift. McCallum tosses Kluche down after the fact. And finally, now Hanrahan gets after Perot here in the neutral zone. Hanrahan's lost his helmet. Took a little two-handed whack there at Perot. Not sure what else happened off that puck, and that might be the end of Saginaw's power play hopes, as Ryan Hanrahan will be loaded into the penalty box here. 6:40 left in the third. A hooking call was coming up to McCallum. 6:40 left in the third period. And again, still trying to get a look at the replay here. Don't believe we'll be able to on what exactly transpired between Ryan Hanrahan and Matthew Perot. But it's fair to anticipate 4-on-4. for the fourth time in the last half of this hockey game. Perot's going to get loaded into the box as well. So there is still a chance while Perot's trying to escape from the penalty box. And now they're trying to push him in. Perot's saying, I'm not the guy. McCallum's the guy. So they finally, I think, identified who's supposed to be where. The only penalty on the video board right now at center ice is that of Ryan Hanrahan. So again, we anticipate 4-on-4 as there was a delayed call against Peterborough. And then the slash from Ryan Hanrahan. Chris Lasry's not having it right now from TJ Hunter. And again, you got to imagine that Perot did something to get under the skin of Ryan Hanrahan. I'd be surprised if there was just a two-handed swing from Hanrahan for nothing when the Spirit were headed to the power play. So, an offensive zone face-off for Saginaw at 4-on-4. 6:40 left in the third period and a 3-1 Spirit lead. Barabanov, Harper, Klepov, and James Go are out there for the Spirit. Levac, Novotny, Cameron, and Hartnell for Peterborough. And Hartnell's got this back in behind the Pete's goal. Klepov up the boards, taken away by Levac. Back out to center. Levac into the offensive zone. That puck knocked away by Barabanov. He finds Levi Harper back into the offensive zone. Drops it off. Here's Klepov between the circles. Now a pass back. Barabanov looking right in front. Levi Harper can't get it on the backhand. Levac takes it away. Off the wall. This is Hartnell back in behind the Peterborough net. The goaltender Rye comes over to take a piece out of Barabanov. And out to center ice go the Petes. Hooking is the call to McCallum, and a wraparound chance from Novotny is easily patted down by Stepan Shurigan. Klepov for James Go. 1:14 left at 4-on-4. Inside 6 minutes left in regulation. James Go down to the corner. Garrett Fraser. Now from behind the Peterborough net. Walton just inside his own blue line. Drops back. Fired at cross ice. Pete's back ahead. Kolarek into the offensive zone. Walton poked out the last second there. And a rolling puck has to be guided to the corner by Shurigan. Brody Papoy knocked down in the corner boards there with Perot. 3 against 3 in the far side corner of the Spirit end. And the puck has stopped. Play continues, though. Down to 5:17, 16, 15 on a rolling clock. And a puck that just now comes out of the corner for Garrett Fraser. Center point. Back to the near wall. This will be moved over the top by Kolarek. Away from Levi Harper. Kept in at the line by Walton. Down to the corner. Swept in front. And another save made by Stepan Shurigan. This puck back in behind the Saginaw net. James Go. Stretch pass. Picked up by Brody Papoy. Cuts back. He's got two Petes in front of him. Darts out of the way of a hit from Fraser. Drops it off. Taken into the boards, though. He did move things to Barabanov. He gets taken into the wall there by Soto. And they run out of real estate. Now it's Aiden Young out the other way. Back at 5-on-5. Soto over the left side of the blue line. Shovels a shot to the net. And that's a glove save again by Stepan Shurigan. Ryan Hanrahan with some more against Garrett Fraser. They'll be restrained, and that's it for that exchange. 4:32 here in period 3. A 3-1 lead for the Spirit. We're back to close out regulation in a moment here in your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
When you go Great Lakes Bay in Michigan, lose yourself in nature and find yourself at peace. Soak up the stillness of winter on glistening trails or glide along an outdoor ice rink. Take charming carriage rides through snowy streets. Embrace the magic of the season and warm up with comfort food and handcrafted beverages. There are moments of pure greatness all around if we linger long enough to soak them in. Find yours at gogreat.com.
Soar with us. Saginaw Spirit Hockey is on 100.5 FM WSGW.
4:32 here from the Peterborough Memorial Center. That's all that's left in this third period. 3-1. Saginaw has the lead on Peterborough. They are outshot 40-18. Another sparkling performance from their goaltender, Stepan Shurigan. who is in the game immediately following a career best 41 saves against the Erie Honors last Saturday. And the Petes are expected to throw quite a few more pucks at Shurigan before things are all said and done, though the Spirit do win a D-zone face-off. Brody Papoy's knocked off this puck by Carson Cameron. Goes down into the Peterborough area for an icing. 4:24 here in regulation. Adam Levac's goal on the power play saw the Petes finally break through on their 8th power play opportunity. It interrupted a run of Spirit goals at various mixings of players. A shorthanded goal by Klepov got things started. Jacob Klutze on the power play midway through the second. And then James Go, what is right now the insurance goal, as this will be backhanded down the ice off the glass by Xander Valeris for a second consecutive icing. James Go in his final game here at the Peterborough Memorial Center. Scored his first OHL goal here in this building all the way back in November of 2021 against the North Bay Battalion. He is Saginaw's remaining overage player after the trading of Sebastian Gervais and Nick Sema. Easton Rye goes to the bench for the extra attacker. The Petes had 8 skaters on the ice there for a moment. They do send 2 of them back to the bench. So 6-on-5 here, 4:18 to go. That is empty for the home team. Petes go up the wall. Novotny at the point. Levac, pocket picked by Klutze, sends a rolling puck towards the empty net. It misses wide and ends up in the corner as Carson Harmer tries to chase down Novotny. He cannot beat out the icing. Faceoff comes all the way back down. Carson Harmer in this game, 9 of 20 from the faceoff dot. Barabanov, 7 of 15. Adam Levac has been Peterborough's best man from the draw, 10 of 15 in this game. McCallum in the faceoff circle against Carson Harmer. Petes win the offensive zone draw. Walton turns a shot to the net. Broken up on its way through as McCallum tied up in the dot. Novotny the shot pad saved by Shurigan. The rebound picked up by Klutze. Gotten back up to Brody Papoy at center ice into the offensive zone. Looking at empty cage. He rang it off the crossbar as one of the Petes defenders was taking away a portion of the net. Here's a chance. Soto back down for Walton. The point shot blockered out there by Shurigan. He had to knock that puck away twice. Once with the shoulder, then with the blocker. And the Spirit are going to be guilty of icing here. Maybe not. Thought the arm of the official was up. McCallum picks it up. 3.5 to go. There is still quite a bit of time here in this regulation frame as Xander Valeris knocked the stick out of the hands of one of the Petes. That drew a reaction. Valeris fires it back around the near side from the defensive zone. Now back below the Spirit goal line. All kinds of players knock into one another. This is finally turned out of the far side corner. Move back up high to Novotny. Point shot turned out again by Shurigan. Brody Papoy can't get it out. Rolling puck towards the middle. Petes have it. Here's a chance on the backhand and a shot there by Novotny. Rolls wide. Young back underneath. Broken play comes back in front. Glove down by Jacob Klutze. Out to center ice. Trying to get around the last man. Walton tripped up by the stick that was smacked out of the hands of the earlier Pete on that exchange. Peterborough comes back in. They push it to the net. Knocked down by Shurigan. Looked like he wanted to play it, but then thought better. And he covers. 2:40 left in regulation. A career best 42 saves now. 43 as they put another shot on the board for Stepan Shurigan here in a 3-1 game. The Spirit have had some goaltending magic in this building. Tristan Lennox in March of 2023 set a Spirit record and a modern OHL record with a 59 save shutout in a 2-0 victory. It was the most by an OHL goalie in at least 25 years because that was as far back as Internet Records took the OHL at that time. And a timeout has been called here. The Petes will get a breather. 2:40 left in regulation. An arm's length penalty sheet. 3-1 is the lead. Jacob Klutze has right now the go-ahead goal on the power play. And a really good string of hockey for Klutze. 6 straight now with points. 4 goals and 4 assists for 8 points in that span. Check that, 7 straight now for Klutze. It was 6 coming into the game. 2:40 left in regulation. Saginaw has just 4 shots in this period. 16-4 in favor of Peterborough here in the third period. Net is empty. Easton Rye is on the bench. 6 attackers for the home team. They need 2 goals. They got the offensive zone faceoff. Novotny, point shot. Pad saved by Shurigan again. Not too challenging. This one to the corner. Peets, Walt sweeps it in front. Off of Spirit stick. Then to the air. Knocked down along the far wall by Nikita Klepov. Igor Barabanov. This one there for Walt. Now to the corner. Young takes it right to the net. Backhander in front. That one maybe off of Shurigan to the outside of the net. Young walks out of the corner. Then down low, Levac. Back up high, Novotny. All kinds of traffic in front of the net. Novotny sweeps one there. Ends up off the end boards. Then back down below the goal line. McGregor, give and go. Gotten back. Away from Glavin, he moves. McGregor, off the boards. Walton again. Inside 2 minutes left in regulation. Puck back in front. Levac the shot, and Shurigan pushes out to the edge of the goal crease to make the save and hang on yet again. 45 saves in the game for number 63. And that chance on the backhand from Aiden Young, we just got a look at it on the replay, maybe off the outside of the goalpost as well. Adam Levac had that most recent opportunity from just inside the right face-off circle. Shurigan comes out to make the save. Novotny off the draw, steps in and snaps one wide on the stick side. And Novotny rolls in heavily with one of the Spirit players. They clear the puck. It was Jilkin who was diving after it. He and Novotny come over to make sure that each other are no worse for wear. And McCallum continues to mix it up, this time with Josh Glavin. The net will stay empty for Peterborough. Face off in the right wing circle. McCallum against Barabanov. Tried to get in early, a little jumpy was Barabanov. McCallum wins it back, but it comes all the way out past the defender. Novotny back in his own end to pick things up for the Petes. 1:35 to go in regulation. Saginaw leads it 3-1. Novotny into the right wing corner. Blows a tire. James Go was there. Dima Zilkin gets the puck off the boards. Out the center. Barabanov pokes it ahead. Empty cage for Nikita Klepov. He scores. Second goal of the game. Klepov puts an exclamation point on it. Saginaw up 4-1. He opened the scoring. Looks like he's going to close it here, too, for the Spirit. 27 markers on the year for Nikita Klepov. 1:21 left. That seals the deal. 3-point night for Igor Barabanov. Let's not let that get lost in all of this. 3rd assist of the game. And he's going to help out his buddy Nikita again. 1:17 here in regulation. Puck back out at neutral ice. In the more challenging road trips of the season, the Spirit, it's even more important to win that first game on Thursday night. You can set yourself up for a real good weekend. They did it on their last big-time road trip, or their other big road trip through Barrie, Sudbury, and North. They picked up a 2-1 overtime win against the Barrie Colts earlier this season. This one, not quite as close. They relied on their goaltender just as much, though. And he's going to make another save here on a sharp angle try that gets an extra whack there from Ben Radley. Stepan Shurigan had to navigate through quite a bit here in this game. 45 saves, now 46 as they put that last shot on the board. 40.8 seconds left in this contest. He saw 8 penalty kills, and he helped to kill off 7 of them. Unranked on Central Scouting's list at the start of the year. Number 17 North American goaltender right now. And if he continues this play, it's going to be even higher by the time the draft comes around. There are going to be NHL teams salivating over Stepan Shurigan, who makes another save from long range on a floater from Ben Radley. 6'5", incredibly mobile, athletic, handles the puck, technically sound, as well as any of the other goaltenders in the Ontario Hockey League. We could talk a lot about the man that wears the pads for sure for Saginaw. He makes another blocker save on a point shot from Ben Radley. Just rolling up the numbers right now. This puck just inside the blue line. Tanasi Marintet with the hit there on Graydon Jones. Puck back out at neutral ice. This puck into the Peterborough bench here, 14.6 to go. And again, not to be lost in all of this goaltender talk, though he was one of the biggest reasons why this goes into the bank as a 2-point night for the Saginaw Spirit. Another reason, James Go, playing an OHL game number 268. Last one here in Peterborough with the Petes who drafted him, or against the Petes who drafted him. And he picks up a goal. 5th of the season, 25 points now in the year for Go. Offensive zone faceoff is won by Saginaw. Goes back in behind the Peterborough goal with 10 seconds here. Tanasi Marintet off of Brody Popoy, who's going to steal. Maybe one more shot towards the goal. That one fought off by Easton Raya. Big-time collision as Sawyer Schmidt gets knocked into there by Paris. And that's it for this one. A couple of extracurriculars. The officials will split up the two sides. That's it. And a big-time start to the road trip for the Saginaw Spirit. 4-1. They pick up the victory here in Peterborough. A 48-save performance for Stepan Shurigan. 3 points in the night for Igor Barabanov. 2 goals for Nikita Klepov. 2 points for the boys in red, white, and blue. 4-1 the final score. Jacob Kluche's got some extra words for some of the Peterborough Petes. Tanasi Marintet, and it'll have to be pushed back from the center red line. Josh Glavin, some more words from his own side of the red as well. Chris Lasry will bark at his players to get back down the tunnel, so will the referees. 4-1 the final score. They'll push everybody back down the tunnel. Saginaw 2 points. They'll head on the bus and get ready for Kingston. We'll head back to a break and get ready for postgame here on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
It takes each of us to make Saginaw a place we're proud to call home. Since 1984, Saginaw Community Foundation has helped build and strengthen Saginaw County by bringing together people and resources to make a difference. We're a one-stop shop for giving, building endowments, grant-making, and community leadership. Visit SaginawFoundation.org today to learn more about how you can help support your community. Saginaw Community Foundation, building a flourishing community for all, for good, forever.
From the depths of the ocean to the farthest reaches of space, Corning's technologies push the boundaries of what's possible. We're the world's leading innovator in glass and ceramic science, and we're innovating right here in Michigan. Corning's solar wafer site in Hemlock is helping guarantee American energy security. We're investing in our local Michigan communities. That's why Corning is a proud sponsor of the Saginaw Spirit. Learn more about Corning today at corning.com.
Your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey is WSGW.
Saginaw holds off the Petes despite a power play goal against. An empty netter from Nikita Klepov makes it 4-1. And Saginaw walks away with an important 2 points on the road. Let's take a look back at that third period, brought to you by Raymond. Empower your purpose. It was 3-0 Spirit heading into this final frame. 21 seconds of Pete's power play to start things off. That's quickly killed off, but 40 seconds in, a little bit of roughhousing makes it 4-on-4. Glavin and Faulkner in the box. The Petes get some looks despite Saginaw looking to control things. Things return to 5-on-5 without too much going on. Levi Harper takes a tripping penalty at 2 minutes, 46 seconds. It's Saginaw's 8th penalty kill, and 8 proves to be too many, as a softer than expected shot by Leon Kolarek to Shurigan's right side is cleaned up by Adam Levac to make it 3-1.
Lutz keeps it alive. Walton, cross ice, looking back in front, broken play, pad save by Shurigan, they shovel in the rebound.
Kieran Walton with the secondary assist on that one, 3-on-3. While the Petes controlled a lot of that play, a breakout staged by Brody Popoy sets up Nikita Klepov for a nice chance off on the left side.
Carson Cameron trying to shovel a point shot now. Brody Popoy at the end of a very long shift into the offensive zone. Then the skate of Klepov down low to the goal line. That shot right off the mask of Easton Rye and out of play.
A little bit of a wrestling match along the boards leads to Levi Harper and Aiden Young in the box, 4-on-4. Returns to 5-on-5 without too much happening, but Right after that, it's back to 4-on-4. Braden McCallum and Ryan Hanrahan take separate penalties, end up in the box. The Petes maintain possession, but they're held off along the boards or in the neutral zone by Saginaw's defense. Shurigan is able to clean up the rest, and it returns once again to 5-on-5. With just over 4 minutes remaining, Easton Rye is pulled 6-on-5 for the Petes. The Spirit take a couple chances at the empty net between Peterborough rushes. The Petes open up with shot after shot, and Shurigan shuts down Lavac. One of the better chances there, a heavy shot from close range.
Off the boards, Walton again. Inside 2 minutes left in regulation. Puck back in front. Lavac the shot, and Shurigan pushes out to the edge of the goal crease to make the save and hang on yet again.
At 18 minutes, 39 seconds, Saginaw works it out to neutral ice. Nikita Klepov chases it down, scores on the empty net, makes it 4-1. Barabanov, the assist, puts this one away. Dima Zhilkin, the secondary assist on that one as well. He had a sneaky good night with assists on the opening and closing goals in this one. 4-1, the Spirit take this one. Shots on goal, 49-21 in favor of the home team Petes. Only one of those makes it through Stefan Shurigan. Saginaw 1 for 4 on the power play. Peterborough 1 for 8. Not a single 5-on-5 goal was scored this evening between these two teams. Adam Lavac on the power play for the Petes. Nikita Klepov on the empty net. The rest came either shorthanded on the power play or during some 4-on-4 for the Spirit. So not a normal goal, if you'll allow the expression, throughout all 60 minutes here this evening. We've got one more highlight for you. It's our My Michigan Health save of the game. And oh boy, do we have a lot to pick from as Stefan Shurigan stops 48 out of 49. This one comes from the end of the second period. Saginaw is on their 7th penalty kill of the game. Kieran Walton puts Shurigan off balance. He breezing the net, putting a shot off the pads. Then he passes to Kolarek in the center. Shurigan gets across to make the glove save while falling and keep them off the board.
This one off the boards. Walton into the offensive zone for Peterborough. Curl and drag around glove and backhand shot. Great save by Shurigan. Walton gets it back in front. Oh, the glove save! Shurigan absolutely robs Kolarek. The pass came right in between the face-off dots and the Spirit netminder. All kinds of pats from his teammates. A beautiful save by the Russian netminder Shurigan. 1:04 left in the second. He keeps it 3-0.
Shurigan moving from career best to career best here this evening. 48 stops on 49 shots. Our My Michigan Health save of the game. One last look at our out-of-town scoreboard presented by Buffalo Wild Wings. One of these is in overtime. The Brantford Bulldogs in a 4-4 tie with the North Bay Battalion. At one point, North Bay led 3-2. Sebastian Gervais had the difference maker at that point, but 2 third-period goals from the Bulldogs had them out to a 4-3 lead, and with 45 seconds left, Liram Amadovsky scores for the Troops to tie things up. They're going into overtime in North Bay. In St. Catharines, the Niagara Ice Dogs fall to the Barrie Colts at a score of 5-3. And in NHL action, stay tuned for a couple more minutes here, but the Detroit Red Wings are visiting the Minnesota Wild. You can tune into that one over on 790 AM once we wrap up here. That's all we've got for you here in the studio. We'll send you back now to Dylan Clark for our Applebee's 3 stars of the game.
Thanks, Jonathan. Good start to the road trip here for the Spirit. An exciting one. Adam Lavac made things interesting. He had the only goal in the game for Peterborough up to that point. It was a 3-0 lead for Saginaw. Adam Lavac -2 on the night, but the lone Peterborough goal, and had some really good opportunities to get them back into this game. Again, certainly going to be a player that NHL teams are going to have their eyes on coming up in the draft. He's your 3rd star of the game. Nikita Klepov, fresh off of a 4-point performance against the Erie Otters, and after a 2-point performance the night before that against the Kitchener Rangers, the OHL's player of the week and rookie of the week. He's at it again. Klepov, 2 goals and an assist, +3 on the game. He got the opening marker, he got the empty net marker, and he was really all over the place. 2nd star, Nikita Klepov, and his good friend Stepan is your 1st star of the game. I don't think that comes as a surprise to anybody who listened to more than 2 minutes of this hockey game. Stepan Shurigan, 48 saves on 49 shots, a new career high for the Spirit netminder Shurigan. He picks up his 16th victory of the season, 2 points in the bank, largely thanks to the Spirit netminder. Stepan Shurigan is your 1st star of tonight's game. Our look ahead brought to you by Applied Innovation. Saginaw visits Kingston tomorrow night, 7:05. Puck drop from Slush Puppy Place. It will be a 6:50 pregame for us here on WSGW. And then 3 o'clock on Sunday, a matinee against the Ottawa 67s. The Spirit go visit Nick Sema and his new team at TD Place. And then one more to round out the road trip. The Spirit will go back home. That's the end of this leg of the road trip. But they'll be in Sarnia on Friday, January 30th, before they're back on home ice. Final score of tonight's game here from Peterborough, 4-1. Saginaw picks up the lead thanks to Klepov, Zhilkin, Barabanov, and Stepan Shurigan. Multi-point nights and very many saves for all those players. For Jonathan back in the studio, thanks to him for all that he's done for us in this game. And thanks to all of you for listening and tuning into this one. My name's Dylan Clark. Good night, Saginaw. We'll talk to you tomorrow in Kingston.
You've been listening to Saginaw Spirit Hockey on WSGW. Spirit Hockey is brought to you in part by Garber Automotive Group, Saginaw Valley State University, Dow, Frankenmuth Insurance, Saginaw Bay Underwriters, NetSource One, Delta College, Corning, Go Great Lakes Bay, Herman Hisson Company, Frankenmuth Convention and Visitors Bureau, DML Property Management, My Michigan Health, Independent Bank, Buffalo Wild Wings, Stormmaster Exteriors, IBEW Local 557, Michigan Sugar Company, Jets Pizza, Raymond, the Great Lakes Loons, Applebee's, Stanley Steamer, your local State Farm agents, and Meyer. All season long, the Spirit play on WSGW 100.5 FM and online WSGW.com. We now return to regular programming on WSGW.